everyone, and welcome to a GDQ weekend special. My name is Atitri, and I'm so glad to have you here today, and so lucky and grateful to be able to show all these amazing runs to you here today. We're starting off with a mini showcase I'm calling Mario and Sonic at the Extreme Difficulties, starting off with Bubzia and Argic running some amazing challenge categories, and then later today we'll have a special showcase from Kepler Interactive, the publishers of the runaway freight train of a game that is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So if you are playing through that game like I am, you'll want to check out these other runs we have for you today of other games from Kepler, including Windblown, Bionic Bay, and Sifu. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our first run, a 70-star blindfolded run of Super Mario 64 from Bubzia. Let's go!
Hello, everyone. Yeah, exactly as you said. We're going to run 70-star today, blindfolded, which means like the entire game without vision. And yeah, I've been doing this since quite a long time. You probably have seen some blindfolded runs by now. It's been pretty popular these years. And yeah, I'm here with Lucifer and Nico, my commentators, because I cannot really speak during the run. So if you want to introduce yourselves, feel free to do so now.
Yeah, I'm Lucifer. I'm into Bubzia's community for over a year now, and I know this run by heart and was all grind there. So I'm here for the info dumps, and I have Nico with me for the more in-depth stuff of the game because he has more hands-on experience. Nico.
Yeah, I'm Nico. I've been a blindfolded runner for like 3 years and a half. I ran multiple games, but SM64 has been my main focus so far. And yeah, I've run 16, 31, and worked on 70, but never did it. But yeah, so I will try to explain like more specific runner stuff and all.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for being here and helping me out with the commentary, because as always, I will not be able to hear the commentators because I need to focus on the game audio. And I will put on a second pair of headphones here, and then we can basically start the run. So without further ado, I would start the countdown and get set up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Good luck. Have
Good
fun.
luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, so this is 70-star. Some of you might know this category by... yeah, let's say it that way. It's kind of the glitchless approach of Super Mario 64, since there are no major glitches allowed to skip big portions of the run. And it's by far, for blindfolded sake, the hardest and most mentally draining category, as it's basically around 1.5 hours of full throttle, no breaks, full focus gameplay. Bubzia has to focus all the time. It's only like highly optimized strats at this point. We've gone a long way in blindfolded gaming in the last years. And by that, his PB and the current world record is currently 1 hour 16:41, set in March this year, 21 to be specific. And it was his first ever sub 120 in this category, beating his previous record by 3 minutes and 31 seconds.
Nice Lucky 2 skip right there at the beginning.
By the way, yep, we've just seen a Lucky 2 skip. Basically, there's a trigger to talk with Lucky 2, which explains you how the camera works. But the trigger is on the bridge, but it extends slightly, not enough. And there's a thin line where you can walk and not talk to Lucky 2. This setup was made by Nobori, a Japanese runner who held many records back in the day, like a few years back from now. And yeah. And also we've just seen bomb clip as well. Bomb clip, basically by grabbing the bomb right before it explodes, you grab the bomb, which is much bigger, and the hitbox of the bomb gets inside Mario and pushes him backwards. And by throwing him while at the gate, like in front of the gate, the push that bomb gives to Mario will be enough to clip the gate.
Yeah, and you already see at the first like 2 tricks of this whole run the pace. Like we can't even commentate that fast that he is performing, and that's all the way through the whole run. We currently see one of the few examples in BOB Boss, which is one of the slower stars, but it is sadly required since it gives us the opportunity later on in BOB to open the cannon for the BOB Island and BOB Secret Stars. So there is basically no way around. It's sadly that early in the run, otherwise it would be kind of a breather to get a little break in between all this high-speed Mario gaming for Bubsy. But so it's just at the beginning, and he cannot really profit from it.
Also, by the way, the route you're seeing now has been changed quite a lot. Bubsy himself, every few months or even few weeks at times, bounces between ideas. The main stars remain the same, but some stars change at times. So he had a route where Whomp's Fortress, the next stage was late, but this time it's early, as usual actually. But yeah. And
next up is Whomp's Fortress Boss. It's like the first star in Whomp's Fortress. Also a decently slow star for Whomp's Fortress, since that's one of the easiest and most quick stages in the whole run, basically. And he tries to climb the mountain here to go into the warp, and now performing a really precise triple jump off the swamp on to the boss. It worked perfectly here. It's one of the critical points in the strat, and now he manipulates the boss position specifically to be able to catch the star mid-air on the third ground pound, so to skip any inconsistencies here, and also performing a cinema emote.
Cinema instead. And basically you saw that when Mario ground pounds, some collisions are disabled, and that is abused to clip through the boss, both to ground pound on him and also to ground pound through him to land back. And
Yeah, now basically
Okay.
one of the most infamous glitches in all of SM64. It is cannonless. Nico, what can you tell us about it?
Okay, here we will do a old stock folder setup, but with a slight change where you just jump over the piranha instead of a double jump kick. And then this is what most runners are used to. But Bubsy found out that by doing an ESS canceling the punch while landing on the bridge, will give you a very consistent position and very often land the star. What is an ESS, by the way? It comes from the Ocarina of Time community. ESS is extended super slide. The super slide glitch extended, basically. And it consists of holding the slightest notch you can hold out of the dead zone. So in Mario, specifically, it translates into slow walking, which allows you to ledge grab. And we've also seen the easiest star of the run, and a very, very easy star for beginners, Wild Blue. It's a very easy star.
Yeah, next we see Whomp's Fortress Tower. It's basically the same beginning as in Whomp's Fortress Boss. We already saw the climb to the warp. Now again, the critical point, the triple jump, but nails it perfectly. And here we punch the wall to get a consistent distance to be able to perform blindfolded wall kicks. Very, very hard trick. And grab the star on the top of the tower. Very good one. And now we didn't see it really, but Bubsy did switch his controllers for the next star. It's the owl, but we don't do owlless in blindfolded gaming yet. But instead we perform a strat called Mad Owl, one of the two stars I myself have performed blindfolded. It's a pretty easy strat, I would say, but it's an impressive one nonetheless. We keep the speed conversion from the long jump into the owl, basically, and we keep the speed conversion while going up with the owl into the air, and by going into Mario Cam and performing two slide holds on the controller, we can ensure that our back faces towards the cage, and by the speed conversion we get pushed off to the back of the owl, and by that can go really far without even flying much around.
Okay, yep. And now we are already finished with Whomp's Fortress with the PSS. This is a strat by Nobori. We've already mentioned him. Usually, if we don't mention anybody, most likely it's because it's Bob just by the way, so you know. Because this is a very consistent strat where you slide kick and use a rollout to shoot at the end, and it usually gives a 13.5, sometimes 13.4 time of the race, actually. So yeah, it's a very cool start.
Faster strats within the community. Babsia has not yet adopted them, but the current IL record holder is currently one of the newbies, so to say, the newcomers of blindfolded 16-star. Learned blindfolded 16-star through Babsia's own tutorial, which he released last year. It's Johannes, and it's a great upcoming runner, a great person also, and he has the IL record for PSS.
Yeah. So that's mainly like Johannes, and also there were ideas by Blobface Times, another runner who actually hasn't done full 60 stars yet. He also is a very good ABC runner, but yeah, and it's a very good fast strat. It is like a 13.0, 13.1 time. He was in Dark World, which is the first Bowser stage, and it's very optimized by now. He goes for very quick strat. Oh, okay. Because we have seen actually Dark World Red. This star has been worked a lot. It's one of the hardest stars in the game. And the beginning has... Basically, there are cycles in the stage. The platforms later in the level have a coin on top of them. And you have to catch a point where the platform is underneath the coin in order to grab it. And so there are those cycles we call 37, 41, based on the seconds he will leave the crystal. You will see in a moment. He will normalize, and we get on what a normalization is soon. He'll normalize at a crystal, and from there leave it at different seconds from like entering the stage. And those will determine the cycle. And based how fast he gets here, this is normalization we're talking about, he will get different cycles. He's been waiting because he got some amps RNG, and so he probably caught either 41 or 45. I don't know, to be honest. I think it's a 45 cycle. And the
catching the
bounces,
cycles without the audio cues is not really easy, so it's hard for us to really catch which cycle he got. But he has all the different audio cues for the cycles memorized by heart.
It should be 45, I think, because the older strat gave him a 37, and he changed it for consistency.
Basically, the cycles are named after the time that has elapsed since we joined the level. When we join the stage, basically there is an internal timer running, and the cycles are named after which point in that timer we reach the platform that has the fourth red, and the cycles he catches usually in 70 are 37, 41, and the slowest he can catch is 45. So that is basically his backup cycle. He has no backups after 45 cycle, so he actually has to reset if he does not catch the 45 cycle.
There's also a bit of a history. Babja has made a video about the history of this specific star because it has a lot of history. And it also is the star that allows for 16-star LVLG route, where you basically, I'm not going to go into much details, but you basically skip to the Bowser stage right as you start the game. It saves about 50 seconds because it allows you to grab basement stars that are much quicker than lobby stars, and so do some replacements. And it's required. So it has to be fast to save time, but consistent as well. And
Babsia also giving us a great showcase of why this star is absolutely dreaded, especially for marathon runs. It's so much RNG. It can be controlled to a little bit, but there's just so much RNG that if you get really, really unlucky there, it's just hard to perform well.
Okay. I don't know what he's planning now.
Just gonna get BB-8 reds.
Okay. So he's gonna do a replacement and do BB-8 Reds instead, I guess.
That
You
Makes
could
sense.
tell,
Yes, okay.
you could tell Bubsy had the approximate idea of where he was, especially from coming off both edges of the platform by the rollers. But since he hadn't heard the 6th red coin, he knew he hadn't picked it up on the way. Good choice of
Exactly.
backups.
Exactly.
also a good
Yeah.
thing of him being actually routing 120 star right now in his streams actually currently, that he has backup potential like all day. He can just pull off and say, hey, I know some other star, I don't have to get this one like do or die and take a death or even game over here if I must. And so he just can pivot at middle of the star right there even and say, I know I am on 0 1-ups. Let's say maybe do something different here.
Smart way to reset back to a known position,
Yeah.
going back into Bowser and then using the menu to quit back out and come back in the middle of floor 1 on the castle.
It's actually
Yeah,
also
also it's,
faster for blindfolded. He has
makes sense.
routed multiple times and compared all the strats he has to his availability, even to multiple different stages within the lobby. And yeah, it always turned out that it's just not worth it to risk a time loss there, since the strat is almost always the faster one.
Yeah, usually Buzz. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Now he just realized
Wait.
that he has to do something different because he is missing a star.
Yep.
That's how optimized 70 star is at this point. He has no star spare to get the wing cap, which was what he actually wanted to do right there in the lobby. He wanted to join the wing cap stage to get the wing cap, and it is needed for an upcoming star in Lethal Lava Land. So he has really quickly, turned up his gears there in his brain and realized that he also has not even only BB-8 Reds, which he wanted to do, but he can actually do another star before that. But he has now in his mind really much brain capacity to remember that he has to do BB-8 Reds at a completely other point and skipping BOV Cooper, which would happen later in the run anyway. So that's basically on the fly rerouting him this complete run in his brain. Impressive already what he has done here.
Yeah, also because this route you've seen is meant to reach LLL as fast as possible, because it's a really, really hard stage. It has a lot of hard strats. And so the idea is you grab 10 stars to get the wing cap and then directly go to LLL, because you need the wing cap, as Lucifer said. But since it's so tight, he has to back it up with something else, because there's no star to spare in this sense.
Yeah, it's
and,
also we can already go a bit on to the LLL thing, since it's the next thing we will see after grabbing the wing cap here. So the reason why he wants to do LLL ASAP in this run, especially in world records attempts, but in general, is, like Nico said, it's basically one of the hardest, if not the hardest stage in the whole run. Why? You will see it's quickly. You will see and you will know it, since basically it is dubbed by Bubsy himself a Kaizo stage at this point. I would say all but maybe 2 or 3 stars in the stage, and we're doing nearly all of them, are hard as hell.
Yep. Like the first star, which is Emerald Red, is one of the most deceptive stars, because like visually it's just move and grab the stars. But in blindfolded, there's no way to normalize, and all it's just a long beat count, which we'll cover now, I guess. And so it's really hard. It's because it's very precise. Basically, a beat count. How is Buzzer able to move this quickly, and like move in general in the stage? Uses normalized positions sometimes, which are slow but useful. because basically it means reaching a position you can reliably get to, like a corner or something like that. And to move between
Very,
those
very
normalized
smooth.
positions, he beat counts. So he uses the music to time, like use the rhythm of the music to basically time actions based on the rhythm of the music, like a music piece, basically. And
Here we
in
see why
LLL,
we need the wing cap.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, we need to see the wing cap. We need to grab it here to be able to get the lock star in the stage, which is usually called lockless in any visual run and also in blindfolded, since nobody ever loses this lock. Like literally no one ever, even blindfolded. Blindfolded does it this way most of the time, but even visual logless is part of 16 star. There it's even harder. Here with a wing cap, it's a bit easier, but it's still really rough.
Okay. Now we're coming
here
to bully.
we see
Maybe
now tiny
Lucifer.
bullies.
Yep.
That's a really, really, really precise and hard star. Actually, the whole community has, during the October of 2024 last year, routed this star it together with Bubsia to be able to perform this. It was one of the most unreliable stars, and today it's just clean beauty, but it's really, really precise, really rough. It doesn't translate in the visuals oftentimes in blindfolded, but he has to manipulate the bullies so to be consistently able to perform this 3 quick kills one after another. And all of you who maybe once or twice played Super Mario 64 will know these hitboxes are really jank.
Okay, if you want to explain Lava Boost as well, if you want, by the way.
Yeah.
I think
this
much of
star, since we also game over just anyway, this star upcoming, the Volcano star in LLL, there is just a lot to say about the star, but the most sum up thing you could say is it is a miracle that it exists, since we are officially doing Lava Boost in blindfolded. It's a strat from visual runs that, nobody would ever think that has listened or wrote a bit about what the people might say about this, since the hitbox of this lava fall is also pretty jank. Also, he mistimed an input right there. This is a death. And since it's a pretty jank hitbox to actually get the lava boost consistently is a frame of maybe 2 or 3 frames if you get the right angle, and to get the right angle is also really precise, since it's maybe a few pixels even only that you can actually hit there to get the correct lava boost without dying, since you only can be boosted twice, and we only can get boosted twice anyway in blindfolded, since we collect the coins beforehand, since when we enter the volcano we already lava boost once and get damaged. But now there he has finally gotten it. 3rd try, it's about average, I would say, but the consistency the star actually has is... it's quite understated.
Bro.
Quite the trouble here getting the star grab. But it's quite understated because he literally this year, and the strat is like only not even 1 year old at this point. The strat he has performed this year 19 times in a row, first try in runs, in actual runs, not practice or anything. In runs, he has performed the lava boost first try 19 times in a row, and you couldn't even believe it that such a precise star could even be performed blindfolded at that high level of consistency.
Yeah, no, to everyone in chat wondering how somebody gets this good, it's that kind of practice. It's drilling yourself and making it happen in runs over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, by the way, quick comment. LLL bullies and LLL lava boosts, even from a blindfolded runner perspective, I tell you, I think it's one of the most impressive strats in this whole run. Every time I see LLL bullies and lava boosts, I just cannot believe they are this viable. But they are. It's really crazy, I think. But yeah, like I really had to stress this out because it's really crazy that this is viable. And this is why LLL is so hard. Between LLL Red, which is a joke in comparison, but it's still really hard, and those 2 stars. And also, by the way, talking about like how blindfolded like approaches and to games. Actually, I'm gonna just say one last thing about LLL. I mentioned earlier beat counting, so I rushed it because the 2 big stars were coming. But basically, you use the beat of the music, like it's like this, for instance, the beat of the music, and you say, I don't know, jump on 1, go to the right on 3, and so you say jump to right 4, 5, and so you bind things on the rhythm. And LLL doesn't have a beat in the music. So what he's using there is the sound of the footsteps of the bullies, which is really subtle, but with headphones you can hear them, and use that to beat count. Yeah, that's how he manages to time things in LLL.
Wow.
And here
It's
also
fascinating
we've
to
seen
hear
as
you describe. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go.
It's fascinating to hear you describe all of this just so matter-of-factly. I have to imagine that the fact-finding and practice for this is almost kind of more akin to how they develop strats for tassing. You know, it's like, hey, this is theoretically possible, but can it do it like this? And then figuring out how to actually make it happen in practice in a live setting is just like a wholly different experience than just experimenting to find out what's theoretically possible. So, you know, knowing that this games community is still so lively and active in these alternative categories decades later is amazing. And that people like Bubsy are bringing it to this level, taking the things that, you know, people only think are theoretically possible and making them happen live that's what's such a treat to see. So thank you both for being here to commentate along with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But it's just magnificent. It's even Bubsy himself saying that often, if not all the time, that he is able to. The most fun part, and this is not to shame on the runs themselves, but the most fun part about Blindfolded is the routing and stratting. If he could, he would do that all the day, since it's just such a good feeling to think something and really blueprinting it on a note, really, and then thinking, now let's see if this is possible, and making it possible somehow. And these days often, really, especially since his sub 20 grind and 16 star last year, the community is most often in the time in his stream really involved in this process of routing and stratting. And most of the strats here in 70 star already, like I would say even up to 20% of the strats here in 70, the community had some involvement in. Only since like October last year, and it's just super nice, super wholesome, and really, really impressive.
Yeah, that's very cool. You know, it's like doing the run itself is kind of like watching an artist at work, but you think about it, and like you were describing with the whole community chipping in and figuring these things out one piece at a time, there's a lot of science that goes into making it look this easy, and knowing that everybody's putting the work together is really satisfying.
On the note of science, it's really funny that you say that, since for one of the earlier stars we saw, Cannonless, we had actual SM64 tasks in chat, and we used them and also all the tools available in the practice room Usamune up to the memory viewer to actually get Cannonless for Blindfolded to 100% consistency. Since before it was not 100% consistent, and that was literally the worst thing for all Blindfolded runners. All of them hated to do Cannonless just because it was not 100% consistent. And Bubsy took it to his task and said, there has to be a way, even if it's slow, to get it to 100% consistency. He found a way, even though it took scientific measures, but in the end, it wasn't even slow. And since then, he had so much fun doing his sub 20 grind in 16 star, and it really gave a second wind into all of blindfolded, even the longer categories like 31, 50, and 70 star.
I believe it.
To be able to do cannonless consistency.
And a nice MIPS manip there. Make sure that MIPS ran right into your hands.
Here he just did a backup because he failed it. Oh, really nice, because was fully improvised. Because what you saw there is that we didn't talk about lock cam, but he switched to lock cam. I'm going to touch on that in a second. While in HMC, but that meant he still has lock cam now, which means he doesn't have Mario cam, which was required for the backup going from MIPS to the wooden door. He didn't have it there, and so he had to improvise. Like you saw him like tapping R and hearing the double click which happened when you tap lock cam compared to Mario cam, which does only one click. And said, damn, because he didn't have lock cam and so had to back it up on the spot. Really nice. And talking about lock
clear
cam,
oversight
it's really
on the developers of SM64 that you can actually not change your cam while in the castle. That's really rough for blindfolded runners, since if you have the wrong cam setting selected within a stage and you only realize it in the castle, you're basically screwed. You have to improvise or go back, exit course something, reset to get your cam settings straight.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we're going to touch on, a quick thing about Benny's cap now, which is grabbing. It's not in the 70-star visual route, but in blindfolded, it's slower. It's a slow start, Benny's cap in and of itself, but it unlocks many stars, like 5 or 6 that are very quick. And so, we get the Venice cap, and also this star specifically is also cycle-based as a Dark World, as we saw the elevators, and he developed a really quick cycles. Lucifer, if you want to tell a bit more about that, or a few things.
Also the thing with the Vanish Cap is just everywhere you see some kind of a moving platform within a stage, you definitely know it is cycle based. And for all these occasions, Bubsia has to memorize multiple of these cycles and also remember in his brain the audio cues for the different cycles to be able to perform backups there consistently without just relying on improvisation and luck. And this is really, really impressive.
Okay. Now
also here we just saw a strat. Funnily enough, this strat we just saw from the beginning of the stage up to the wing cap that he grabbed with in the box. It is called Nico, and it's no accident. No, it is called after my co-commentator. The strat is called Nico after him because at one point in the grind of last and this year, Bubsia was just practicing casually and doing this star right here, BOB Secrets and also BOB Island. And Nico came in chat and just said, I have this strat here. I used it a few times. It's pretty consistent for me. Want to try it out? And Bubsia did try it out. And it was also a pretty good strat Bubsia found. And it was good in practice, and he used it, and then came runs, and Bubsia failed to grab this wing cap like 3 or 4 times in a row. And what he then went to do was blaming Nico for introducing the strat and blaming him that the strat was like literally the fault and not him. So not he was at fault, but the strat was bad. And since this incident, the strat is dubbed after Nico, while also being much more consistent today. But every time it still might fail. It's not often, but when it fails, everyone is blaming Nico for it since he introduced the strat.
So what you're saying is it's gone from Nico strats accusatory to Nico strats affectionate.
Yes.
I like it.
Like a quick inside joke, I'm known in Bub's chat to jinx runs, like very much known for the last years. So yeah, it stinks with that. And also, quick thing about I wanted to say something about the I didn't, because we didn't have time, about the routing process. Like something that is deceiving for like viewers, like blindfolded runs is like 95% practice, and it is a lot of practice, especially at budget level, because the strats are really hard. But unironically, the most time-consuming part by far is routing. Actually, like I wouldn't say by far at budget level. At like lower levels, it is by far, but still the longest part, because yeah, it's really, really time-consuming. Like the blindfolded, you cannot just take a blindfold and improvise. Probably Babja can at this stage, but anyways, because he routed a lot of things, he can kind of rely on, even if he doesn't fully know something. But routing is really, really important, the most time-consuming, because it's just about planning carefully everything, every single input and backup, if possible. Like now, for instance, he went for a very fast and cool triple jump wall kick, which he failed, but he does have a backup. And so, runs are like 5% of not 5%, but like a significantly minor part of the process, which makes also grinding slower, because routing is very important. But it's fortunately really, really fun, as Lucifer said.
And BBH, according to Bubsy himself, one of the easier stages of this run. We saw a really slow start in the beginning with a Ghost Hunt, but also again with the BOB, with like BOB boss, it is required to unlock this stage here, the BBH merry-go-round. And yeah, you see it already happening before I even could say it out loud. It's a really rough start, because we are on a moving platform here within the merry all the time. Like, this platform never stops, which means the movement inside of here is super unnormalized. Even like if you go with beat counting and all these tricks and things we have like in the back in blindfolded, we can do so much little things to really get us to good consistency. But on this moving platform, there is no way to get anywhere a sense of where you are. And he really, really had to back up hard here, because one time a mistimed ground pound or even bad RNG, since this ghosts not reliably all come out at the same time. There is a little bit of RNG involved. Even that can mess up, because if you were hit by a ghost once, you saw it there, it basically train wrecks all of his plans, and he has to switch instantly in improvisation mode.
Yeah, Bubsy, a man of few words during these runs, but even he couldn't keep his silence after that. Got as frustrating as it was.
Though it's not that uncommon in this star, since it's not like he has to expect it here. That right there would have been a point I would have expected him much more out loud, since this is all his fault here. Just a very, very bad side flips. Also, he's now doing BBH reds. This is the star he was not supposed to do at all today within his normal route. Right. So he actually remembered correctly when to do it after the merry-go-round, and also how to do it, at least so far as we've seen.
I was going to say, that remains to be seen, but...
Yeah, all the red coins in the stage. It's a pretty reliably star, though. It's pretty consistent, and his like go-to backup star for 70 in marathon settings. It was for a time even like casually in the marathon route. Like he did 1 star later in the run, cut out that was less reliably at the time, and did BBH reds all the time, since it's just so reliable, it's just pretty slow, since then he has really no incentive to do it otherwise than a backup, just because it's for the modern standard of 70 star just too slow, becoming too slow.
Yeah. Also, in general, like Wamp Fortress is an easy stage, relatively easy stage, because it has easy stars on their own, while BB-8 is really good because it has many rooms and so many chances to normalize. As we talked about earlier, it's really good, even for backups and all. It's really, really nice to find yourself in this stage. And
there's lots of like small walls with corners, so even if you get stuck on something, you can find the nearest corner and try to shimmy over to a wall or something like that.
Exactly.
Actually, correct. The thing with BB-8, it's basically the opposite of a stage we a bit glanced over today, which is HMC Hazy Maze Cave. In Hazy Maze Cave, the camera is basically the end boss. It's so bad for blindfolded.
Wait, what am I doing?
That he actually has to go locked cam all the time in HMC. And BB-8 is the prime example of the opposite. It has such a good camera that all these single rooms are, just because of the camera, so easy to normalize and so easy to move on in, because just the Lucky 2 cam really similar behaves almost like a locked cam already, just without switching to it actually.
Yeah, I indeed forgot to explain in that Lucky 2 cam. Thank you. But also fun fact here, he grabbed the Vanish cap and then forgot, like mistakes the star and went for BB-8 balcony. That's why he said, "What am I doing?" But then he insisted on that, and so finished it very greatly. So it's fine.
Yeah, we see another try here at the Vanish star BB-8 eye. We try to kill the eye quickly here in the upstairs. It's pretty rough since also, like often, there is RNG involved. Let's see if he gets it first try here. No, I guess there was both bad RNG but also not good inputs, since he went through the eye instead of around it. But also for this one, he has a really quick backup, normalizing, killing the ghost that could disrupt us, and from a normalized position perform the kill, but he failed the second time.
Yeah, that's the hope. We're a little we're making our circle a little too tight.
Yeah,
I imagine the projectile coming from the eye gives us a location. There we are.
Yeah, the projectile is basically giving us an audio cue when to know that the eye is actually locked on.
Yeah.
Now we just gotta find the star.
Here we see
There it is.
We see a great use of the normalized position for the corner and for the backup, and also a great use of normalized movement, which I didn't mention because they're very less used, since they are. Here we made a mistake, but okay, should be good, because they are low. But a normalized movement is a movement that always moves you by the same amount. So their kick in a wall in midair is a normalized movement. Actually, semi-normalized, because it depends on at which height you do it, but it's pretty consistent. While a punch, is consistent, or a backflip. And got confused here. But so that's a normalized movement. We will see some later on as well, because they make it for a very great setup.
Yeah, normally a pretty quick, one of the quickest star in the whole run, actually, and also the whole game. Had a little bit of troubles here, but still managed to do it okayly. Therefore, we are finished with BB-8 and already far into the mid-game of this run, actually. Going to DDD next, one of the hardest and scariest stages in all of blindfolded SM64. Hence why we try to avoid it as most as possible, but since specifically the star in here that the Vanish Cap unlocked for us to be able to perform, we gonna do that, since it's a really, really good star. It's the DDD Caps. getting the vanish cap and then swimming into some kind of cage. The real problem part of this star, I would say, it's not the swimming right here. Also, the swimming is kind of rough part. If he misses a swim, he has likely to improvise, since the swims are counted, and he tries to go up with Mario to go to the surface at a specific point. But so far he didn't miss the swim and all went well. Upcoming is the real critical part, which is getting the cap. Ground pounding the box is not that hard, but the long jump that he performs now afterwards, it has a really precise timing. The timing looked good right here, but if you get a last possible frame long jump there before you clip into the water, it can messes with your angle hard, and he tries to swim directly into the star, which absolutely cleanly worked right here. Very good. But if he would have just one single frame later long jumped, it would already have caused the angle to go slightly left, and 2 frames later he would have missed the star completely, and most likely also left the cage without knowing, trying to back it up for like a really, really slow drowning death.
Right. Yeah, you don't get the same kind of backups here. You know, the water, your locomotion's different, and your ability to tell where you are. Like me, from my casual perspective, I was thinking, oh yeah, you know, Dire Docks casually relaxing, maybe a little boring. Dire Docks when you can't see where you are, absolutely terrifying, because the most likely result of any mistake is drowning.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't have
really,
like
really slow.
Also, DDD doesn't have, like, since you're in the water, you don't have as many, like, nearly as many sound cues around you, like a wall or things like that. If you swim in the middle of nowhere or against a wall, it makes no difference. And also, it doesn't have, like, easy ways to quickly. Correct?
No problem. But if you heard here at the beginning, maybe you get a second chance. But if you heard and looked for it at the specific part at the beginning of the stage, you might heard a jingle. We will hear it later on in Bowser in the Sky again. But the beginning of every Bowser stage has a really, really distinct jingle that it is most unnoticed for all the casual players, for all the visual players. Nobody really focuses on it. But if you focus on it and you kind of think, this sounds familiar, I maybe heard this already once in my life, and I don't know really how. It is because it sounds very, very similar, almost maybe copycatted, but we don't know, like the stress jingle from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And this is kind of crazy stuff right there. But if you hear it, we will hear it again in Bowser in the Sky, you will make it out, and you will say, I never noticed that.
Oh, wow.
Keep an eye on that.
The reverse grab on Bowser.
Also, a few things, That one was also, like, for Fire Sea, he did a strat where he catches a very quick cycle, which is the fastest cycle besides Zero Cycle. It's anyway a pretty cool, pretty decently fast cycle visual. And it has a very, it uses a very good... Yep, true.
Yeah, I wanted to let you finish that description, but for longer runs, we do like to take a quick break for everybody's sake.
Don't worry.
Mindfulness, and Bubsy probably won't mind to get a bit of a mental refresh here as well. So because this run is scheduled for an hour 40, we're going to take a quick break here now that we finish Fire Sea, going into the back half of the run. So everyone get up, take a break, stretch, get some water if you need to. We'll be right back into the action in a few minutes. Hello everyone, welcome back to our Games Done Quick weekend special. We're in the block that I'm calling Mario and Sonic and the Extreme Difficulties. About to hop back into a 70-star blindfolded run of Super Mario 64 with our good friend Bubsy. So Bubsy, enjoy your last few seconds of sight here before we send you back into it.
Back into the void.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. No, so I'm excited to continue. I will see. It was a bit scuffed so far, but all the backups have been working. So I hope it's a good show.
Yeah, that's been absolutely
that being
tremendous
said,
to see. The backups, your commentators have been
Yeah.
doing a great job of describing how all that routing works, but so much of it has also just been
Nice,
on-the-fly
yeah.
optimizations from you using strong fundamentals.
I apologize for messing up the. I really
No,
apologize
not at
for
all.
messing up the route. I'm just improvising here. on
It's really entertaining. It's really.
Yeah.
People find it
All
entertaining.
right, then I guess. Nice. That's what matters the most. So, yeah, I'm ready to go if you are. So I can do another countdown if you'd like. All right, then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Let's go.
And with that, we're
Okay,
back
so-
into the second half of the run.
I was like just a quick thing about the tail grab, by the way, which we'll see in actually not anymore. For Bowser stages, basically, in order to skip having to spin Bowser, you basically just touch the tail, which stores the grab, and so you can grab him from further away as long as you face roughly his angle and you're close to him, which is really good.
Now we gotten into Wet Dry World, which is actually the second Kaizo stage of this run. Like Bubsy likes to dub these stages these days, and it's likely the start of a little gauntlet, since most of upstairs is at this point likely dubbed Kaizo stage. They are all pretty rough, and it starts with like one of the hardest, like instantly Wet Dry World secrets. A really movement heavy star right here. There is like little to no RNG involved actually, but the inputs and the movement here is just so technically, it's so hard and precise that yeah, like even the slightest mishaps or just tiny mistimed inputs already can lose a second here, a second there, and overall cause trouble in the star. Overall, still pretty clean, I would say, but you had kind of a glimpse that what all can go wrong and where all the time loss can happen.
Yeah, so many different things you're going to be doing during the stage on tight timers, making platforms appear, trying to avoid enemies who could otherwise fling you around. I can see where the danger comes from.
Also the camera. The camera is one of the biggest culprits, even though blindfolded runners most likely appreciate it more than like visual runners hate it, but it is at times a really rough and precise thing to work with this kind of beast this camera is. The Lucky 2 is really times cooperative, times uncooperative.
Yep, and like quick note, because sometimes people ask like, why do you like move the camera if you're blindfolded? You don't need to see. So, well, the camera of course changes how Mario moves, and sometimes having a specific camera makes things align very well with notches, since like probably 100% of the run actually is just notched notches, because like more like joystick angles, because they are consistent. So yeah, and here another great use of locked cam to grab one of those stars I was talking about that are Vanish Cap exclusive. It's one of the slowest ones with Vanish Cap, but it's actually the slowest I'd say, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
next
in general,
up is Wet Dry World
sorry.
Elevator, which is one of 2 stars that is actually kind of revolutionary to all of this kind of grind he had during 2024 and into 2025. And therefore, we will see at the end of the star, when he climbs the cage, a strat that is also called Wet Dry World Revolution, in order to accommodate for that, because it was one single slight change and strat for 3 stars actually, and we also saw it already in Wet Dry World Secrets, and we will see it again in Wet Dry World Top. And this single slightly strat change right there, it saved around 5 seconds alone for 1 star, but since we're doing it for 3 stars, it was actually a 15-second time save right there, just with the slight new strat, and hence that's why Bubsia and primarily the community called it and dubbed it Wet Dry World Revolution, since it was a very slow and old strat, and it was kind of symbolized for the new age 70 star has gotten into in 2024.
Also here, Bubsia doing a crazy backup, because the first time he broke the box and messed up the triple jump, this is not really, as far as I know, a planned backup, and it worked really nicely. And the second time entering the stage, he messed up the camera, and so had to back it up, and did work, which is really crazy. This was a very, very cool backup.
Yeah, and it's really precise, since we're doing this visual approach to the climbing for the elevator right there, where we actually destroy the box early. It's normally done in visual all the time, unless you are a beginner, at which point the guides tell you, don't care, that's something for later. But we actually go for this pro visual strat in blindfolded, and it's really precise. And once he destroys that box, he has to likely improvise the distances, since every input he does will change the camera angle, and to get up there with a triple jump without destroying the box with a different angle or different position is like near to impossible, which why that was a crazy backup that he did right there. Also, normally he goes in world record attempts for a slightly faster ending here, anticipating the height of the elevator and going for a side flip to directly jump into the star, but it's only a mere 1 second time save at best, which is why there is no real incentive to go for it in marathon runs, since you just can ledge grab there, and when the elevator reaches the top, it will just put you up automatically, and that's your audio cue for when to hold into the star.
Also, yeah, those were some the new quicker strats at the boxes there, which are very quick. Like, it used to be some backflips off of the switch, and not like a very quick side flip like now, which is very cool. Now comes one of the
Wet Dry Wet Top is Wet Dry Wet Warp, is one of the easiest looking stars, but it's also really scary. This ground pound here, he missed it up already a bit. Has he time? Yeah, he has time, since you normally try to time your ground pound input there right in the middle of the box to get like a drop double ground pound. You ground pound off the box again in the air to instantly grab the star, and if you misalign there and miss time, you don't hit exactly the middle, and it's really rough, and you can get hit by the flame right there. Up to the next stage, THI, which also right there begins with an absolute banger. It's Bubsia's favorite star in 70. He messed up the entry of the cannon, but the pipe, but he backed it up. And this year, the silly kicks, the community's favorite strat, and also Bubsia's favorite strat. Just silly kicking up the hill, the whole mountain, onto the other side, sliding down directly into the box, grabbing the star. Very clean movement. It's really funny, since all the silly kicks, it sounds absolutely bonkers. It's a really, really fun star for Bubsia himself also. And he said he had spoken with a visual runner that it's actually not that bad for visual beginners, at least. So it's funny that like a blindfolded strat there is almost competitive to at least compete with the visual beginner strats.
And now THI secrets as well, which is, as we just saw, a really hard star, and very, very, very dependent on RNG. Like, that's some RNG factors. I personally really hate it as a star, But yeah, Lucifer, if you want to say something about it, or
Yeah, Bubsy also, I don't know if he wholeheartedly hates it, but he fears it, since it's just big RNG all the time. You saw it over there on the first secret. Above the first secret actually is a Goomba that can mess you up. Then here at the third secret, there are already 2 Goombas that can mess you up, and all these Goombas are affected by RNG, so we really have no clue where they are actually. And coming up at the after the 4th secret on the coin plank, there is one last Goomba that still can mess you up. So far, it was mainly a bit of mistimed inputs here at the 3rd secret, which he now did perfectly. Now an intended fire boost to precisely get us boosted right into the 4th secret, side flipping up, and you saw it right there. The Goomba, it hit him, and he has no clue where he is. He has to back it up now, going down to the beach again to just perform what he performed already again, but this time without the Goomba. It is just so much RNG with all these tiny Goombas right here that he really, really fears this star just because of the RNG.
There it was. The coin gave away the position.
Yeah. It was actually not the usual coin. Normally, he didn't notice it while performing, actually, that he already got his Q coin. And it is the coin that really centers him with the secret on top, since the secret has a kind of reliant hitbox. It's a bit to the right and a bit to the left, but if you too far right or left, you can actually miss the last secret entirely, and therefore it was kind of bit lucky that he still got it, because he actually went 1 coin too far. Also this year, right there, PHI Plants was up to 2024, when he re-picked up the 70-star grind, one of the worst stars in the whole run. It was the worst. Bubsia, and this time definitely wholeheartedly hated this star. And it was one of the biggest community efforts to route this star completely in 2024. There were, I think, 4 to 5 people involved in his Discord with their own practice ROMs and posting strats, and there were lots of discussion, lots of ideas thrown around. In the end, Bubsia took a bit of everything, if you want, and a bit of nothing also, because he incorporated some ideas into his actual old strat. And this has led to this clean PHI Plants, which has become one of the most reliant stars in all of Upstairs in 70, after being before one of the worst of the whole run.
indeed. Now TTM next. TTM has.
A second, I get this on my lap.
Oh,
Mokka joined the run.
yep. Mokka is his cat, if someone wants to know. Like, yeah. TTM. Fun fact, by the way, we take the wind. Something is that like someone may think, oh, maybe the mountain clip, which is the one used in runs, is hard. It's not. The problem is actually afterwards normalizing with the water. So using the wind
play with him.
Using the wind is more consistent. Although there's Chakia always having fun. And TTM has seen very
here, but very clean backup. He somehow completely improvised his movement into the bob arm to get somewhere to where he actually wanted to be. And he managed to do it while the cat was all over his buddy.
He really messes.
Still failed the star at the end. The cat
so
too
close.
much hypoc.
I cannot play.
Call that a bit of a commentator curse from Mokka there.
Hold up. Let me just redo the whole thing.
Cheating.
This was a funny thing, but if you now think that his cat clearly has this was the first time. He never does it. His cat already has killed one world record pacer at a German marathon event he ran. It was pretty funny. He was actually on world record pace until his cat came, and it literally killed the record pace. Still was a decent pace at the end, but it was still funny that the cat just came in to absolutely cause havoc, and it literally caused the pace to die.
I mean, that's cats. They see your world record sitting there on the table, and they're happy to push it off for you.
Absolutely.
Exactly. But yeah, here we've seen a pretty recent improvement in TTM. He used to, after that triple jump near the Goombas, that's a pretty inconsistent and weird part of the stage. He used to ESS to ledge grab near the 1-up. So like use the 1-up as a clue to know when he got in the position, doing some ESSs. And then doing a side flip, which was pretty precise but decently consistent. Instead, now he does this really crazy triple jump into a double jump ledge grab, which is much faster but has failed sometimes. It is really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent, but also really consistent. We saw it right there.
Again.
The problem that happens is that he can end up just slightly too far left and not actually clipping that edge of the wall that sticks out, but instead bonking against it. That's when the star really goes bad. Otherwise, it's pretty clean, and it's one of Bubsy's favorite stars if all goes well, just because of its pure energy. It's just all movement. It's no RNG really. It's a really clean movement and technical movement. That's how you know he's also really into it to perform these things, since the clean, the flow movements that really require a lot of focus still, but that can be performed in one go. That's his real favorites. So it's also really empowering for blindfolded runners if they can, of course, rely on all these normalized setups, angles and stuff, but if you can just perform something beat counting most of the time, so with the flow of the music, it's a really empowering feeling for blindfolded runners.
Yep, also we've just seen TTM Reds, a really one of the hardest stars of the run. Personally, I think another one of those really impressive strats. And it's really hard, but it's really fast, and it worked out pretty well. And also now a very cool, which failed, locked cam setup for the star at the mushroom, which you're meant to use a cannon, which no one has ever used because it's just actually hard. And but instead using the crazy box as in visual runs to get to the mushroom, but not bouncing on the wall, which is easier, but doing this much faster triple bounce to get into the star from a locked cam position to go straight, and it's really cool.
Yeah, he keeps this angle that he gets from the beginning of the stage, and with a lock cam, he just retains this angle, and it just happens to line up perfectly with the star, so that he is able at all to perform this strat with the crazy box to not bonk against any walls, just hold back. Also, this is probably the quickest star of the run. If he performs it, and he does, this is actually the fastest star in all of blindfolded, since it's basically almost performed as in visual. Really tough, really rough. He has backups, and I can tell you, since it's the fastest star, cost a lot of time.
Indeed, because the backup is basically the intended strat, which is much slower going through the maze, and also renormalizing because he has to find the ledge.
Bully here. Absolute perfect clean bully with the insta star grab. He actually has multiple outcomes right there. If the bully dies, he can either ledge grab, no ledge grab, which is the optimal, and what happened right there. And with the no ledge grab, can long jump directly into it. Or the third one, he can actually fall off and get ice boosted from the ice water. And yeah, that also is kind of fast but rough. And another thing of SL that we saw right there, SL is a really rough stage to back up anything. And since there is also no quick way to die, like you cannot void out anywhere or something, you can let hit you by an enemy a few times or go in the ice water, which is like almost the same speed as drowning, like not fast at all. Any mistake in this stage is likely bound to cause a real time loss, since he has to quit the course and re-enter it from the lobby, since there is just no backups that are possible.
Also here we're seeing a very extensive use of the locked cam. So it's one of those few stars which are really cool because you see nothing, close to nothing. And this is one of those stars that are pretty quick with the vanish cap, and which you normally don't see in Visual 70 star. This is a very quick strat, normalizing like as the box and going left and then straight into the star. But yeah, SL is weird because it has no like corners to normalize, as Lucifer said, no rooms, and also a pretty weird layout in general. So backups are very unlikely to happen.
Yeah, also the same beginning is used here for the SL head star. It's a really rough beginning. You have to dodge an almost invisible slope at the cannon there in the beginning, and then get 2 triple jumps off of the slope. The ending here also kind of hidden because of the locked cam, but he actually slide kicks into the slope or the sloped forehead of the snowman and bounces off of it directly into the star. It's really cool to see, but we just don't see it any often.
And another thing you won't see now, he gets to the on star here, which breaks the box, but in order to find it, he slide kicks against the slope down, which normalizes laterally, like vertically with the box, and then has to find it. It's not 100% consistent as we are seeing now, but he should find it quickly.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes it's about 100% consistent, but like only about, because yeah, it still can mess up sometimes. It's really unlikely to though. And the next thing we see, it's likely a bit surprising, since we are back in the lobby, and the namesake of this route, which he also used in the world record, since the route is dubbed CCM Late, is actually that we go into Cool Mountain now, which 53 stars, and it's like happened one day, like of a genius idea from Babsia himself, when he was routing 70 star and he was practicing and even running already, and he had all those troubles since, like I said in the beginning, it's full throttle, no brakes for about 1.5 hours. And this is so mentally draining that, especially after all these Kaizo stages and upstairs, which are all really, really hard and back to back to back to back, he often really had troubles to keep his focus afterwards for the hard ending in Tippy and also Bowser in the Sky. And at that time, back in the day, he had the genius idea he can do a late Worm's Fortress, which is the easiest stage of the whole run. And he has it by his 16-star sub-20 grind, memorized it completely by heart. It's so free for him that he said, if I do that late, this will be like the second breath I always needed.
Yeah, the stress relief. You route in something to make everything else after this more consistent, because you've had time to relax.
Exactly.
I love it.
He had a similar approach back in the day for his 120 run, but he never even thought about it for 70. And in the day when he routed it, it was still a route where he kind of had a strat called, or a star routed in the run, that is CCM Big Penguin, the Big Penguin race, which cannot be performed blindfolded, but rather has to hit a frame perfect skip. And since he had to do this early in the run, because it was just a so RNG heavy star, that he had to do Worm's Fortress late. But after this star could be routed out, since other faster strats were found, he decided he wants to keep this second breath approach and just switched out Worm's Fortress and CCM and decided to do CCM late instead.
Yeah, also for wall kicks will work. We've seen a pretty cool strat where if it works correctly as it did, you can see nothing. I think those stars are pretty cool. They are not many, but they are indeed cool.
Yeah, they kind of gives you as the audience the Bubsy experience. You can't see anything.
Exactly.
Shameless plug for Bubsia's own ROM hack at this point. Bubsia has created a ROM hack, which all of you can actually kind of experience a similar stage of things like Bubsia. It's called Super Mario Dark Edition. Since it is basically the blindfolded experience, all textures are literally turned black, and therefore he has really trouble seeing anything in the stage. If you don't know any blindfolded strats, it's a really cool but also weird experience, but it's the closest visual people can even get to the blindfolded experience.
Yeah, I call it a practice ROM for doing this sort of thing.
Kind of.
People tend to call it that, but it's still rough to use it for practice, especially as a beginner. But also the Bubsia is not that easy to practice in this ROM, actually.
Sure.
Yeah, because like it also gives you a bias of you see some stuff, very few things, but you do see, so you can switch things up. But it is a good thing. Sometimes I run it, and it's a fun way to like get used to some strats blindfolded.
Yeah,
and it's actually like also, many visual runners. Sorry.
I know. I just want to say also that to the point that it is actually the hardest thing to run blindfolded is to don't rely on your visual senses or all the tiny improvements to movement that you make. That is basically the hardest thing to do for blindfolded, is not like know all the strats by heart and get them into your brain to like quickly just boot them up or so, but it's to not do all the things you just subconsciously rely on when you have visuals, to get rid of this subconscious muscle memory. That is the real rough and tough part of blindfolded gaming.
Yeah, also because like practice in general, practicing with eyes is not too much recommended blindfolded. Bubsa does it, but because by now he has very much the knowledge of what like when he is relying on what he's seen subconsciously or not. So, but usually it's not if you're not experienced, it's not recommended because of that. And also we've just seen SSL Klepto and SSL Pyramid. Pyramid is a very quick star, and SSL Klepto has seen some very great improvements in consistency. And
we go down back there. Most of the people will know it because MIPS at 50 stars, MIPS will spawn a second time. Also, Bubsia almost invalidating the run here, while his muscle memory told him to maybe do a BLJ, which is of course banned in 70 star, but he realized quickly enough to not do that. He also did it in his warm-up run on Friday on his stream, but just for funs and giggles. But you could already see it caused some bad habits right there to develop in his brain, and he was able to tame them.
Yeah. Also, something we didn't mention yet. You can see like in DDD, we are playing on Wii, and you may say, "Oh, there's a release on Wii." Well, SM64 has a version on Wii on Wii Virtual Console, and it has no lag, which is mainly why we play it, but it also has GameCube controller support, which is a really good controller for blindfolded, because it has very clear notches. And also, I completely didn't say anything. We just seen Babsia cycle. This star, this strat is very quick, and this strat you just saw is a one cycle improvement, which is many years old by now, over Nobori's strat, which was slower. Babsia saved one whole cycle doing this, and it's really quick, but really hard. Really good that he got it first try there.
Yeah, upcoming here is Rainbow Ride triangles, and there, right, you saw it. It is a really cool strat. He uses his own momentum with the dive and the rollout to get him to get pushed down and slowed down by the hitbox of the upper triangle, just enough to perform another jump and then a side flip to do all one in fluid motion. It's a really cool strat if it works out very well. Another one of these highly technical things that when he performs everything well, Babsia really loves in this game. So one of his favorite stars here again. Now is up Rainbow Ride Reds, which is one of the scariest stars in the last stretch of the run here. So far clean. It's also very movement heavy, very technical. You have to keep all your angles straight. You have to know all the backups. There we had it. It's a really, really rough time to backflip in this little alcove there. Actually get it.
Where is he?
He heard the bob bomb, but the bob bomb actually fell down. There is also a funny clip.
He disappeared, dude.
Funny clip of him during one of his world record attempts where he actually pushed on the wall against the bob omb for about 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
And the bob omb didn't trigger. So he didn't have any audio cue that he actually had the bob omb in his way. And it stuck there for 30 seconds before it finally turned down. And he thought he was on that wall at the whole other side of it, right at the end, and had to go all the way over there. But in realized that it was just the bob omb that had him stuck there for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but now it worked out. Also, we are seeing Error Cruiser. This star has been in and out the route because it's really slow, but now it's in. And this is an off angle. I don't know if we're fine.
It looks
maybe
a bit scary.
Yeah.
Normally supposed to be center of the carpet right here. But he waited long enough, but still, no, he was too far down the center and thereby missed the platform completely. So another try at this very slow star. And that's the reason why, and Nico called it out already, this star has went in and out of the route basically half a dozen times at bare minimum, only in the last 6 months. Just because of that. It is a kind of quick star compared to the alternatives we have, but it's still, if anything goes wrong, such a big time loss compared to the other on average slower stars that he really has to argue with himself all the time. Do I want that in? Do I want them out? On Friday he decided, I want this back in instead of BBH Reds. I think I can do it. And right there, he probably already has begun to negotiate with himself again if the star will be in or out next time he does that.
Yeah, and also... Oh.
Bro.
Yeah, the ending has seen many developments and he went back and forth on multiple ideas. Because, like, still, it's pretty slow star, but the ending was like the slowest part, and but you also have to negotiate speed and consistency, the usual speedrunning problem, and
There has kind of developed an universal truth in the blindfolded community since his sub 20 grind in last year, when once a user called out that if you have a consistent slow strat, an old strat, and you want to route a new strat, and you route a new strat, and it is fast but inconsistent, and you have to decide between the both, usually the best thing you can come up with is just route a complete third new strat that is also fast and consistent. And so far, this proof have worked out many times over the grind when he had just a complete new strat that was likely not working, and the old very slow strat from his last grind in 2023, and then he just came up with another one, and yeah, oftentimes already this has performed as the best and is still the strat in the run to this day.
Yeah, also something in which is funny that sometimes happens in blindfolded, which, like, I don't know why, we don't know why, but strats at times stop working out of nowhere. And it's something I remember when my first time happened to me. I messaged Babs in chat and he told me, "Welcome to blindfolded running," because it happens quite often, not super often, but it does happen, and it's annoying. And yeah, it's very weird, blindfolded speedrunning.
Yeah, we just entered the last stage of this run, actually, other than the Bowser stage that is coming up. But this is the last completely stage on its own, TTC. TTC bars is the first star, which is kind of climbing up the whole tower inside of the clock to get into a cage where a star is located. An old strat here, usually long jumped right here over a gap from this clock right there, from this cock, and he just happened to realize that it's not worth to risk any invisible walls during 70 star, and therefore, especially in TTC, that was crazy. He glitched out of the cage right there. Had to be a frame perfect mistake, I guess, or a pixel perfect at least. But yeah, he literally routed out almost all of the invisible walls in TTC and some other stages, but mainly TTC. Since the video of last year, which most of you SM64 fans will all have seen, the great compilation, the wholehearted explanation of Pan and Coag on all the invisible walls in this game. And it led to really, quite a few strat developments in blindfolded, where we now are able, with almost no time loss or even time save, to dodge some invisible walls right here and there, all over the run, to just get better consistency. And especially for TTC, this was really, really needed, since it is such a long run, such optimized, such mentally draining. Babsia had literally no energy left for any RNG kind of stuff in this last stretch. So there we routed this whole stage upside down. Hence why, most of TTC these days, quite similar to Wet Dry World Revolution, was dubbed TTC Renaissance by the community, since this strat right here is what's referred to as TTC Renaissance, since we use this climb on the right side for almost every star now. Like what we did before was for all the other stars beside bars, we went on the switches, the flips, on the where the reds are located, and we only have basically one invisible wall here right in the beginning that is left, and this is actually not a problem, since when Babsia performs everything correct, he never hits it. So when he hits that invisible void right there in the beginning, he knows he had made a mistake, but it's no RNG in this wall, and thereby it's just so much better than all the strats we had before at the stage.
Yeah, also we've seen something used in TTC bars and also some other stuff like RR reds, Rainbow Ride Reds. I mean, basically he ran into a corner. You've seen it. Like, I don't think you've seen anymore. in the run, but it's used sometimes. It's an unreferenced wall. Basically, when Mario contacts two walls at the same time, he can only interact with one of those, and it's dependent on some axes and how the wall is placed, so it is consistent on which wall he will interact with. And that allows to run into a corner to build speed, and it's pretty good for movement and then like wall kick the wall and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah,
Getting close to the
68.
end
We're
now.
only 2 stars away from the dreaded 70. So actually, looking at the pace here, a very solid run, especially accounting that Mocha tried to sabotage it right prickly smacked in the middle. But yeah, overall, tiny mishaps right here and there, they are accounted for. It's why the estimate for this run was set to 140. In his warm-up run on Friday on his stream, he literally performed a 138-ish, if I remember correctly. So it was very close with the estimate there, since, yeah, the world record is a 116, but that's 70 star. It is just so highly optimized. It is so high pressure. No, like I said, no brakes, all gas. So you can lose much time here really quick. That's why the estimate and the world record here are at such a discrepancy, and it shows that
the scary
it is
backups, the scary backups in Bowser 1. Excuse me. This being the second time during the run we've seen Bubsy on 0 lives. The amount of improvisation and like knowing, hey, I'm in a scary spot here. I don't want to have to restart. Being able to do this other strat instead is what I need to do.
I believe
the amount of
even
game knowledge
if you look at it, the world record he got last, or the last 2 world records he got in 70 star, were the only ones, the first ones, where he even never game overed. Like not dying, but not game overing. Before, all the world records in 70 star had at least one complete game over.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Here, again, invalidating the official run with a BLJ in 70 star for the fans. And now
wait.
I
I was about to say keep a year on the intro.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Keep an eye or an ear on the intro of Bowser, right?
I think I got lost.
Now, if we sometime will get to it, he will have to renormalize through the door, since he he completely for the fans got lost.
Well,
it is for the fans as well. It was planned to show off the backup, actually.
But yeah, again, here the beginning of the Bowser stage, and hear into your heart that you know this. You have heard this before. Did you hear it? It is the stress theme of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It is super similar. It's almost like there have to be some, maybe Nintendo lawyers or something look into it. Who of them came up with this first? Since I think technically it had to be Mario 64, since it was
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was either 1999 or 2000. So
yeah, exactly what I think. So they had to copy, if at all, but it's really, really similar.
Here, Babzia didn't. I don't know if he entered the wrong door or not. But yeah, he entered the stage to be lined with the door and apply his strat he knows from that position to enter upstairs. And also, by the way, just quick fun fact: he ledge grabbed through through the wall. That's because when Mario ledge grabs something, like when Mario interacts with 2 things, he here ledge grab and also bonk on the wall. The game has some priorities and has to apply only one thing, and the ledge grab has a priority, which means he can ledge grab through the wall. Also here a very cool strat for BLJs in order to ledge grab, keep meshing and automatically ledge grab the stairs. And into this now.
Also, we saw rare usage of the dreaded FLJs, the front long jumps. Not much seen in SM64 these days, but Bubsy pulling off all things for the fans that he has in his pocket here right at the end of the run, since he had to redo this anyway.
Also, here we are seeing a setup by a community member, Desertbite. By punching that wall where next to the Piranha, he aligns laterally perfectly, and therefore he's the pause buffering inputs to not have to set up for left side here and just be laterally perfectly set up so that he can just let grab punch and be perfectly in line. And now elevator skip, a very, very fast thread, which he improved to a crazy point. It used to be much slower, still very quick, but much slower. It's a very precise triple jump wall kick dive, which now he has very consistent though. Okay, here shouldn't be a
missed an
problem.
input right there. I don't know if it was the game or him. Most likely it was him, but had to redo this since he, at this point, only really knows how to directly dive into that.
Of course.
This pipe from this second stair, since all these slower old strats, he just has not memorized them anymore. Since it's basically his second thing that he has in life to do this strat here.
There it is.
He could probably jump, but
everyone who's been watching this whole
safer.
time wondering if this is real. There's your sign that one thing that can throw you off that you haven't practiced for can really show.
So good RNG. Bowser 3. Basically, you have to throw him on the 3 bombs, but throwing is not easy because it depends on what angle you use to throw him. So we lure Bowser at the bombs, and there's a 50-50 chance that he either charges, like now, or jumps. So it's RNG based and can lose a lot of time. And if he jumps too much, he will have to reset because Bowser gets too close. Now we've seen the last throw, which is very precise, but using the...
Has to hit a 3-frame window here, and he does.
Basically using the sound that Bowser makes when spinning, swoosh, 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 he uses that to time the throw. Now he should be fine. Grabbing the star. Perfect.
Yeah. GG. Please.
GG.
I think that came out to right about 132 and 10 seconds. 132 and 9.
Nice. 32, that's a pretty decent time. Nice. Yeah. GG's, I guess. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was a
absolutely.
blast.
The run was mega scuffed.
By your estimation,
but,
yes.
I mean,
but to be honest, we got a great opportunity to talk about backups, your capacity for improvisation. We got a little bit of extra content from Maka coming and saying hi. I could not have asked for anything more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but as many people always say, like, failing stuff in marathons is actually like the interesting part to see. Like, as a speedrunner who grinds forward records, it's of course not very cool to make mistakes and stuff, but as a showcase, it's definitely cool to see like how you can back up things, how the route changes maybe even, or like what other strats there are. Because like if everything goes well, this is basically just like a scuffed visual speedrun, you know? So it's actually really cool to see some mistakes. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for having me here. Huge shout outs to my commentators here. I'm very sure you did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Please, all three of us, all three of you, tell us wherever they can find you.
So yeah, I'm live on Twitch and YouTube most of the time, every day actually during the week. You can find me under my name Babsia everywhere, on social media as well. And if you want to see more blindfolded stuff, I'm grinding daily. We're currently on the project of blindfolded 120 star again, which will take like probably until the end of the year or even longer to route. We are currently doing like stage by stage every single bit blindfolded and then like practice it. We also do funky little ROM hacks here and there. And also I recently learned blindfolded Majora's Mask, which is pretty cool. Don't know how long I will run that because that run has lots of cutscenes, but yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Lucifer, and
sorry?
you most of the time will find me in Bubsy's chat during weekends when he streams. I really rarely stream on Twitch, if at all. Lastly, on beginning of this year, where I actually did get a world record in blindfolded in Super Mario Party for the minigame Shy Guy Says. But normally, yeah, like in chat at Bubsy during his stream time. Welcoming you all and yeah, explaining stuff if you have any questions. Please feel welcome in his stream and yeah, ask them right away. We will gladly answer them.
Yeah, I'm Nico2718, weird numbers. And you can find me on Twitch under Nico2718_. I stream, now I'm grinding SM64 16-star blindfolded. For a decent PB, I'm grinding also 0 and 1 star, 0-star blindfolded. I haven't done it yet, but I plan to. And also grinding other games, Super Mario Galaxy blindfolded, Ocarina of Time blindfolded. I'm jumping on and off between projects. And yeah, and also often in Bubs' chat, if you see a huge info dump answering a question, it's probably mine. And yeah, also quick thing, I want to mention that Bubsy has we already mentioned it, but Bubsy has a 16-star tutorial, blindfolded, which is really good. Many people learned from that. And so if you want to get into blindfolded Super Mario 64, you can do it. It requires time, but it's not as hard as it looks. It's very hard to get at Bubsy's level, but to get started, it's not as bad. So yeah. Feel free to test it out.
Very cool. Well, Lucifer, Nico, Bubsy, and especially the guest commentary from Maka the cat, thank you to all of you. This was a fantastic time. I am very grateful that you decided and were able to join us today, and that the internet 99.5% cooperated.
Oh, that was
yeah. There was a tiny little bit there right before you did the BLJ into Bowser 3, but yep. Again, thank you so much for this fantastic run. Chat had a blast, and so did I. Coming up next, we're actually going to have a runner with a challenge category so new that it was added to our schedule approximately 24 hours after it was created. They're also going to be running during our upcoming Sonic Hotfix event, Sonic and the Sega All-Stars, live on June 14th and 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern, expanding beyond Sonic speedruns this year to include other iconic Sega franchises. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can use !Sonic in chat for the full schedule. And beyond that, we're going to take a quick break to get that set up for you, and we'll be right back with the Sonic Shuffler Iron Ring Challenge. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is T-Tree, and we are coming up to the second part of the block in today's special I'm calling Mario and Sonic and the Extreme Difficulties. We are coming at you with a challenge so new that the runner had just finished inventing it and doing a first practice when I reached out to them about including it in today's special. And being the gracious host and showcase runner that he is, Argig, of course, said yes. So this is the Iron Ring Challenge from the Sonic Shuffler. It's going to have levels from Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. And Argig, my friend, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Tree. How you doing?
I'm doing excellently. Looking forward to this.
Thank you. I have no idea how I'm going to show up Bubsy there. Like, how do you follow that? That's blindfolded Mario. Like, that is the game ran completely blindfolded. Like, I hope you all enjoyed that. That is phenomenal. This is brand new. As Tree just mentioned, it's so new. It was a case of, hey, do you want to come do it? It's like, sure, let's go for it. Welcome to Alistair's Magic Box. You may have seen this in such challenges such as the Ring Shuffler, where you grab a ring and you swap your game, the competitive Ring Shuffler, where you play multiplayer and you swap your opponent's game, and the Boss Rush Shuffler, where every time you hit a boss, your game changes. Welcome to the next challenge, Iron Ring. This is the ring challenge, the 999 ring challenge, which is where you are challenging yourself to get 999 rings over the 4 games without taking damage. What we mean by that here is we have something known as the ring bank, and it has a number of settings. You're going to have on, and it's permanent. Any rings you get, they are banked, you are fine. It's a nice, easy mode. You get to enjoy it. You have on, but it can deplete. That means when you finish a level, your rings are banked, but if you get hit, you go down to your previous bank. However, all of them are irrelevant because we are going extreme difficulty. We're going hard mode. But the ring bank is off. So if I end up being at 998 rings and I take one singular point of damage, I go back down to 0 and we have to go get another 999 more. It's going to be a time. It's going to be fun. I wasn't going to mention this, but someone also mentioned it in chat. I was just doing practice there and we just PB'd in 12 minutes. I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen again, but if it does, then we've got a backup that you'll see what that is. But we're going to shuffle our seed here. You can see our lovely button is ready to go. I do not know what seed it is. I do not know what we're going to get. So Tree, without further ado, when you are ready, count us in.
Always ready. Let's shuffle and get it started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go! Oh, why? So we're starting with Labyrinth Zone. Welcome to Sonic 1's Labyrinth Zone. If you've played this zone, you'll know why I'm not happy about this. There are loads of spike balls and loads of fish and loads of things that are going to hit me. This is not what we're looking for. Sparky, you are all good. Don't worry about it. It is totally fine. But yeah, so we are going to jump through here. This stage is not really good because of all the difficult objects that it has in it. You can also drown. Drowning is bad. But there are a decent amount of rings. So we're going to try and grab them. The other quirk in this is that this is Sonic 1. This is the game before the checkpoints give you bonus stages. Before the bonus stages were hidden in a level. Why is that important? Because there are 2 ways that you get to a new level. You can either finish the stage, or you can enter a loading zone. So by a loading zone, in Sonic 2, you've got over 50 rings, you hit a checkpoint, bonus stage. That's a get out of jail free card. Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, big rings. In a level you don't like, has too many enemies, don't have a shield to protect yourself, get out of dodge by going into a big ring and going to a new level. But you got to be careful because you don't know where you're getting sent next. Every run is different. You can do seeded runs, but we're not going to use any of the seeds. I will take note of some fun seeds, and maybe someday we can have a challenge to see who can do it as we go through it. But the skills needed on this are kind of opposite of a typical speed run. Normally we damage boost. Normally we go fast and take the deliberate shortcuts. We ain't going to be doing any of that today because we're going to try and not get hit, as I almost fell down and landed on the spikes. So we're going to go through and we're going to go real fast, and I'm going to try and not rap to Mystic Cave right now, but it's hard. This is a good tune. So again, everything that can hit us, everything that can damage us is all still here, as the games are just the same games that you know and you love, just with a few extra shenanigans. We are still trying to go fast, so I'm not going to be grabbing every single ring I see because that's a bit slow, but I'm going to try and grab as many of them as I can, especially when I know where my ring boxes are. Ring boxes give you 10 rings. They are very important, so we want to make sure we have as many of them as we can. And what we don't want is that enemy there. Don't you dare. Give me that. And the other enemy stopped, which is good. Down the hole. We go through. Down the bottom. Up and in. Checkpoint before the boss. And Angel Island. Angle is now. So you can see the numbers at the bottom of the screen there. 136. And then in brackets 136. That is what we call the haha meter. Because if we get hit, it will show you the total amount of rings that you had before you got hit. But we're hoping when we don't get hit, we hope we don't see that number go back down to 0, especially on the earlier stages here as we want to go through. The other downside, once you have finished the stage, you do not go back to it until you have finished the remaining stages in the game. You get 1 attempt at each stage until it is finally time to reset. So you want to make sure you know where all the rings are. You want to know where as many of the quick ones are as you can get, and hope that your buddy doesn't decide to betray you. Tails, bug off. He's being a butt. 2 into 3. Will we get to see Sonic and Knuckles? And why is it going to be Sindopolis? Because it's always Sindopolis.
I mean, you just manifested it. Does that count as a commentator curse if you're self-commentating and it happens that way?
Absolutely, but you've now just said it as well, so it's definitely a host curse too.
Yeah, no, I'm an agent of chaos. Whatever is funniest is usually what will happen if I'm here on the mic.
Pretty much. That's usually how it goes. Ooh, I get to show the fun stuff. Okay. Hello, Casino Night. For those of you that have played the video game before, you'll know that this stage is Gamba. Please Gamba responsibly. The Gamba stage is interesting because the Gamba works in the same way that it normally does. You come down here, you can get hit by the 9999. Here it comes. Yeah, and every straight away. Yep, that's fine. I knew that was coming. The thing is, don't you dare. Thank you. So we can get these as much as we want. I already see somebody in chat like, oh boy, we rich now. Yeah, no. I want to show this off. I'm hoping I don't get too many Eggmen as we go in this. I'm looking for that lovely jackpot. So that's putting me back up a little bit, which is nice. Give me the jackpot. I'll take those. That's putting me back up. That's putting me higher than when I started. This is good. I now need the jackpot. Come on, game. Show me the magic trick. What's wrong with the flippers? Magic box shenanigans. Don't worry about it. I'm not. Ah, you bum. I am worrying about this. So again, just like classic Sonic 2, it won't give you what you're looking for until you actually really need it. Tails, are you okay, buddy? Now he's just having a time. Poor Tails, Sonic. This is why gambling is bad. Please gamble responsibly. Get up there. Jackpot. No. Thank you. Jackpot. Nope. Jackpot. There it is!
Manifesting. There we go.
And when you get it, this happens. Slot machines are now out of order. You can no longer farm rings. Have fun. So the dev of the magic box has found a way to turn off the slot machines. No, you can't. It's like gamble until you lose. Do not gamble until you lose. Do it once, get out. And in this case, we leave it now. Now we don't have a choice. They're saving us from ourselves, which is a very, very good thing. But the fact that it's modded in and they realized we're just going to try and use the gamba to win. No, not happening. Not even there. So we're going to go through. See, they missed the first part. What is the Sonic Shuffler? A custom game that merges them together? No. So the Magic Box is a special program that is made for RetroArch that allows you to use certain games and allows them to take basically their score counters or the ring counters or things like that and turn them into really fun triggers. In this case, for collecting as many rings as you possibly can. A lot of the games that we're playing in the Magic Box can also be played independently as themselves or can be played in a giant group together. You've just got to know which ones you want to do and see which ones are supported and then just have a good time with it, really. So we're going to go through on this one. We go up and grab the rings at the bottom there and down. And we love it. Right, I'm going to wait. We're going to run over. We're going to jump. Bounce. Gimme. Nope, didn't gimme. I'm going to be very safe on this boss then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll wait for my move. 6. Get over here. 7 and then 8. Done. Sonic 1 stages are really hard because you have to get to the end of the game. Like, there's no get out of jail free card. And if lab 3 appears, well, we're all in trouble. Hello, Chemical Plant 2.
Classic.
It is a classic. And Streets of Rage background there. Love to see it. Up in the hole, so we don't need to do that. Let's go for it. Yeah, the Magic Box has a lot of little fun toys and gizmos in it. If you want to check it out, please just type in Alistair's Magic Box into Google. You'll get access to his website. Be able to download it with all the instructions you need. You can play it solo, you can play it with your friends. You can have a great time with it. You can also include other games like Streets of Rage, Mean Bean Machine, Micro Machines. There's a lot of games in it now that are supported. It's really cool. And we're almost halfway there, which is good. Give me rings. I want to get all my shiny things. 8 minutes in. And my estimate was an hour. So I've got a plan that I'm going to have to use.
I'll say, when you said hour, I was thinking, I hope you don't end up with too much power.
I mean, maybe.
I love listening to you do these rhyming schemes. You're such a natural with it.
I play these games too much that I just have the soundtrack ingrained in my brain. Do you know what? Let's just go the war way.
But just the penchant for rhyming and how good you are at it off the cuff.
Yeah. I appreciate that, because most of the time I'm just talking nonsense, I'll be real.
Yeah, I mean, sure. And they do occasionally devolve into just, doobie-doo and a little bit of scatting there.
Yeah. Arg told you he's picking up mean bean runs. No, that's a lie. I've just made a boo-boo. It's fine, I can fix this. I think I can fix this. So, where am I? I'm here. No, I can't fix this. Tails, I swear to God, please do not troll me. Oh, orange ball of chaos. Please stay flying. Just stay flying. Stay flying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tails stay flying off the floor. Thank you very much. If he hits that boss and I fall in the water, I lose all the rings and I cry. I don't want to lose 510 rings in here.
Content.
No, I don't want content. I don't want to become content. Oh, Marble 3, I'm about to become content. It's fine. Oh, we're getting all the Sonic 1 levels. It's not good. I am becoming content. So Marble 3 is hard because there's loads of fireballs. I'm going to wait for the fireballs to fire. Woof. So again, I will take certain stages a little bit slower. The problem is if you take them slow and you're used to being a speedrunner on them, taking them slow is actually a detriment because you'll miss the cycle you normally do and bad things will happen. Go away. I could have gone to the secret tunnel, but I didn't go to the secret tunnel. And the thing about Sonic 2 checkpoints, not a lot of people know this, but if you hit a checkpoint that is further ahead in the level, all checkpoints previous to that then get activated regardless if you hit them or not. How many rings are you able to pick back up on damage? Good question. The standard 30. And that's if you get the 30. You're not getting the 30. Right, so we don't need that. We don't need lives. I'm going to make sure I do not touch this. You
The
go away,
answer is
mister.
not 0, but not a meaningful amount.
Pretty much. Dear video game, leave me alone. We did have a question earlier asked, like, so if you get ahead at 900 rings, does it give you 900 rings on the screen? Unfortunately, no. If it did, I imagine the game would just crash. It would just die, like, oh God, what is this?
What, you haven't wanted to see Sonic the Hedgehog running at 0.3 FPS?
1 frame per second, yeah.
Flash processing can handle 900 sprites on screen at once, right?
I'm going to leave this and then jump because I am not doing the thingy kill there because it's a damage boost. As long as I don't get magma up the butt, I'm fine. But you can see that level's not really good there because I only got 57 rings. And the downside about it, there's no easy escape. Why are you giving me the Sonic 1 levels? I am not happy with this result. I would like it on the record.
Magic box giveth and the magic box taketh away.
It really does. Like, we're about to pass by my PB. My PB, I just set literally in practice for this at 12 minutes and 7 seconds. The video game has now decided, yeah, you ain't doing that again. But that's because it gave me like a lot of really good stages. So I'm just going to go up here. We're just going to grab as many of these rings as we can because there's a set there. Hit the button. I'm going to jump down here. I'm going to baby jump down here to get the ring box, or the bubble, sorry. Then we get the ring box on the upside, and then we go get the other 2 ring boxes on the other side. So lap 2 is a pretty good stage for rings, but it's also just fear incarnate. Oh, stop it. The game heard me asking for Tails to leave me alone. Yep, probably. Right, hello there. Use invincibility. Do I want to... No, nope, too late. Made my choice. Do I want to? No. Because glitches are available in this. You can absolutely do glitches in this if you're brave enough. Arg was going to and then realized he had to do it on the top one instead of the bottom one. So that went well. Don't you dare. Okay, so just going to wait. You bop. That's fine. I'm so glad I had that. Thank you, Shield, for protecting me. I'm waiting for Alistar to do an update that removes the shields to make it the true Iron Ring experience. And then at that point, I think I'd just cry. Because you can use some of the rings to your advantage, especially the elemental rings, which are really nice. 330 left to go. Ah, yes, Metropolis is a fun stage here. It's a little redder than usual. We don't know why. We don't know why, but it's a little redder than usual. We got to be careful, though. We got Staryu, Scyther, and Krabby. And Krabby's very upset with us. Staryu uses Scythe Destruct, Scyther uses Steel Wing, and Kingler's going to punch us with his giant claw. Nope, nope, nope. You cry, but we laugh. See, and that's the problem. All right, come on then. Down we go. In, through, round. Not going to get those rings. Going to fall down here. Do not get squished. And then up the very top, we've got an enemy that's going to be a pain in the butt. Where is it? Oh, it's not here. It's the next bit. Do I... I'm trying to think of how many rings I've got left. I think I hit the checkpoint when I get it. Do-do-do-dun-dun. There is a checkpoint. You go away. I'm going to go in my secret checkpoint. How many of you knew that there's a checkpoint sitting in here? Oh,
One in
this is
chat
bad.
if you were aware of the secret checkpoint.
Why Death Vector? Why Death Vector? Nobody wants Death Vector. Yeah, one in chat if you knew it, two in chat if you didn't. I don't like Death Egg. Death Egg's scary. Death Egg's an upside down stage. The downside is Death Egg actually has a lot of rings in it, which is really good. There's a lovely set of 30 just around this corner here in this wall. And we go through. Nope, I had no clue. Some people did, some people didn't. Okay, so this is the final... Spikes, I love you. This is the final stage in Sonic & Knuckles. It is also the heartbreaking stage in Sonic & Knuckles. Don't you dare hit that. Oh, with the lightning shield. Lightning shield is important. Lightning shield gives us magnet. Magnet gives us protection. Protection is good. I can just wait on this. I am 100% chickening out. Chicken. Goodbye. Regret. Absolute regret. And this is what I mean by you can chicken out a stage, but then the video game will say, no, you won't now. So now we get Scrap Rain, which is an even worse stage for me. So we're just going to be very careful. Very careful. Baby jumps. 20 rings. Up we go, up to the top. Do not get hit by bomb. Do not get hit by fire. Do not get hit. Please don't let me do it. Oh, that was dangerous. That was fine. Oh, the lightning. Yeah, but it was very close. I almost became content. I don't want to become content. And then down the hole. Hello, hello. And then up the top. Get a whole set. Come off that. And then away. And then you're already there. Lovely. Yeah, I think we've almost had like the entirety of Sonic 1 at this point.
It does seem that way, yeah.
Go, go, go. No. Tree. Why is the fire doing this to me? Why is the fire doing this to me?
Everyone wants its shot.
Yes, yeah. Oh, thank God, Carnival Night. Hi. We finished this stage. So this is it. We're about to finish. We're about to finish. Thank God for that. I'm alive. I'm safe. Freedom. As we come down the bottom, and there's a 3-ring box, and 999 is done. 17 minutes and 15 seconds. Oh, and I'm so glad it finished in Sonic 3 as well, because now we get the cool ending. If you get any of the other games, it just goes to the credit sequence. For this one, it goes into competition mode. And then you get the weird PlayStation password for some reason, I don't know. Oh! I can release. I'm not content. I didn't become content.
Not this time. But you've got some more content for us, haven't you?
We do have more content for us. So, because I kind of expected this was going to happen, I wasn't going to go and do this. And yes, it was way underestimated. Here's the thing. The first couple of runs of this, I have got to like 700, 800, 900 rings and then taking damage. It's really bad when you get hit. Just to prove how bad it is, who wants to try and guess how many rings I'll collect out of 9,999 rings? Yes, that's right. Not only do we have the standard mode in the game, but if we go into the menu here, an extra version of the challenge is we add an extra 9,000 rings to the challenge for the first time ever, because I have never activated this mode before. 9,999 rings with no ring bank. If I get hit, we go back to 0. What is the highest you think we'll get? Tree, what do you think we're going to get within the remaining time?
Let's see. Extrapolating out 17 minutes for 900. Either 2,500 if you manage the whole thing cleanly, or a lot less than that if you don't.
Fair. Let's go and see what happens then. So we're going to start it new. Away we go. Starting with the slot machines, which have just been repaired. Oh, how nice. I'm not going in them. Buckle up, everybody. This is going to be a ride. So now we go into 4 digits. And we're going to run our way through and have fun with it. And we'll run into that and see just how it's going to go. And we'll just jump it up and we'll have fun with it. I think Arg is going to finish with 5. Great.
Our guesses
that's
in
a
chat,
nice amount.
Our guesses in chat have gone between 2 and 4,200.
I mean, 4,200.
There's actually one person who says that they think you'll finish in 40 minutes, which is very impressive.
I appreciate that. I've done 999 like normally. I've still not finished it after like 3 hours. So that's a very interesting idea, but I can tell you now that ain't happening. It's an absolutely no gonna happen. And I see someone asking, we were going to be doing the boss rush shuffler, but Arg is having some technical difficulties, so we thought, why not do a bad idea? An exclusive bad idea. Exclusive to GDQ right now. And we'll just see how it goes. I'm praying I don't get hit. We need to talk a load of nonsense, and we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I need to do a bit of diagnostics, because if I go from ring shuffler to boss shuffler, Sonic 2 isn't happy with me. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. Nope, don't you dare. Hello there. This is Marble 2. You know what we say about Marble 2? No, thank you. I'm leaving. we don't like Marble 2. Marble 2 has a lot of rings, but a lot of rings that I normally need to damage boost to get. And really bad jumps like this that I don't want to try and do with the ability of not getting hit. So there's a checkpoint right there. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Ooh, Chemical Plant 2 again. All right, I'm in. So, of course, you're going to see some of the levels that we've already done before, because now we're in a brand new seed. We're in the brand new mode. Will we manage to get everything that we need, or is everything going to go doolally? Let's find out. Doodlava, if we don't make it to 500 rings before getting hit just for content. I'm not becoming content.
There's more opportunities for Tails to help, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, if he's in Sonic 2 and 3, he can help. I don't want him to help. No helping, please. All right, we've got a different route this time, which has actually less rings in it, unfortunately, which is not great. But that's fine. So we just spin and we go through. We're gonna do the big old spinash. And then I'm gonna go to the other route. But first, I'm gonna get my 10 ring box. And then we're gonna give our
a big old spin dash, but shame that we won't get to see too much cash.
No, not at all. No cash. No Cash Banuka. Not yet. Maybe one day you'll have Cash Banuka. Cash Bash Banuka.
Oh, yeah. No. That's every time you kick the box, it goes to a different mini game.
Oh, God, no. Can you imagine that? That would be awful.
Yeah, you have to. Crash Bash is rough enough when you're trying to keep up with some of them, like the bumpers, the Hungry Hippo style game. Now imagine having to keep up with 3 different games of that at once, and every time somebody loses HP, it switches to a different game.
I think that would be absolutely amazing, but at the same time, terrible.
All right, well, anyone with some PlayStation dev experience, we've got a project for you.
I almost fell. Yep. Sorry about that. Speedrunner noises coming out in full force there. Whee! Ooh, that was bad. That was almost bad. It's fine. I just aged about 3 years. Quite a ruin. Hello there. Not a bad stage usually, if you know how to dodge the arrows. And then away we go. But no, I would love to see someone be able to do like a Crash Bash shuffler. Like you could actually. Oh, you've given me a real bad idea, buddy.
Perfect. Always glad to help.
You could potentially do it.
Okay.
We have the other shuffler that allows PlayStation games. Just load up like 4 versions of Crash Bash.
There we go.
That's awful. It's untimed, but that's awful. Is that a grey hair? More than one, I can tell you now. Okay, away we go. End of stage. Thank you. Okay. Is this even randomized? Video game? So we went from a quarter groon 1 to a quarter groon 2. Random? Hello? Is this even randomized?
I mean, it's a
that's
rare
fine.
chance, but given the law of large numbers, it was going to happen sooner or later.
Yo! No, I didn't get the jump in time.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is, 371. So who asked for 500 before I go ahead? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. There you go.
You win today's commentator curse.
Wait, you can hand those over? Can I get rid of mine?
No,
I've
I'm
got
afraid
like
not.
3 of them. All right, back down to 20 then. Down we go, going that one. Yeah, there you go. And now you can see that the magic number at the bottom says we're at 20, because that's what we're at, out of 371. That is our current total. What are you all celebrating? They're all celebrating. Oh. Can't believe this. Absolutely can't believe this. Actually, wait a minute. No,
no one stays locked in forever, my friend. It was probably going to happen.
It was. It's a very dangerous jump on that one, which is a slight pain in the butt, but you know, you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Technically 411, yeah, but the bank's mean, and it doesn't include the current level total either. So I'm just gonna go back up and grab as many of them as we can. I revised my 4,200 to 420.
Now.
It's still good. It checks out.
Yeah, close-ish. If you're playing by closest without going over rules, I understand where you're coming from.
I see. Right, we're playing that.
Yeah. Price is right, Sonic.
Yep. Right, down, up, down here. Down, and then up. And then down. It really is a hard time. It's also a bop. So down, up, down, off the penguin, away we go. Do the big roll, pray we don't get hit by sub-pixels, which we didn't. Roll up the top here. But Arg, you missed a checkpoint before the boss. How are you going to do the boss? Well, we're going to grab all of these lovely shiny things. And then into the big ring. Ah, Wing Fortress. Hello there. We like the Wing Fortress. The Wing Fortress is filled with many rings. So while we may have got a hit and we had a decent amount of rings there, we didn't get a lot of the stages that have all the rings. So this is fine. So now we go through on this one. And we go around and we go up and we hit the button. We come through here. I go to the right this time. The left instead of the right. We wait for this because I'm not doing the damage boost strats. I'm a chicken. And there's a checkpoint right here. So we're almost back up to 371. Oh, Springyard. So we're back up to Springyard now. Hello there. How you doing? Yep. So we do have lives. Lives are not required in this. Thank you. We don't have to worry about getting as many lives as we possibly can as we run through it. I will grab as many of these rings as I can. Then we don't want to get bodied. Oh, hello there. Don't you dare. Oh, did you see the yellow bullet there? I bet you did. If you saw the yellow bullet there, you'll see what happened there. That was squeaky bum time. Thankfully, there's an invincibility down here, and I'm using that. Did you see it? Did you see it, chat? Did you blink? Did you miss it? It'd be a shame if you lost all them rings again. I was about to. Could you no say something like that? I was about to. Randy and Orton are nearby. Randy and Orton scare me. They do RKOs out of nowhere. All right, end of stage. We are now better than when we once started. We could be at 600, but we're not. Emerald Hill, hello there. I like you because you have loads of rings and you also have loads of shield and protection. This was actually one of the stages that allowed me to get my 12-minute time, which is very, very good.
As long as you don't accidentally put yourself down a pit. We've all seen that happen before.
No comment.
Understandable.
No comment. Yeah, exactly. No comment. Chat curse. You can try and curse us, chat. I mean, if you want to play a little fun game at home, chat, try and guess which level is coming next. That's always a fun one to play. What's coming next? Right, up, wait, bounce, wait. Ooh, that was an interesting fishy bounce. Don't you dare. I'm leaving. There you go. So now we have the spring over that side. Grab these, land over, go down the middle. Round the sides. 1, 2, see if we can land in that. We do not, it's fine. We grab this, we hit the spring up the top. Once we're up the top, we go into the middle. Oh, nope, that's fine. We're not doing that. I'm just going to leave. Okay, Tree, everybody that said a Sonic 1 level, I need you to ban them.
I thinking some names now. Yep.
Yep. That's fine. That's fine. Mr. Cave Zone is the zone where it's Mr. Cave 2 and it's very, very good. But if I don't go and fall in the hole, then I'm not going down to the party pit. No. I almost had those springs. No springs spikes. There is no Scrap Brain 3. No, there's lap 4. There are no rings in Scrap Brain 3. There are no issues in Bad Sing Say.
I was going to say, it had very much the same cadence to it.
That was very much intended, yes. Oh, I missed my 10 ring box there.
Dude, does that level, quote unquote, get removed from this? Or is there a chance of it showing up despite the fact that it has no rings?
Oh, no, all levels are still in here. None of them are removed. Okay. Every single one can make it a comeback. So if I do end up in Scrap Brain 3, then I just cry. But it's not that there's no rings, it's just there's very little of them.
Gotcha. So how different is playing this for you from kind of standard speedrunning? You know, your objective here is patently different, so...
It's very different, because obviously when you're doing standard speedruns, you're allowed to damage boost, you're allowed to do silly things, you're allowed to do little skips and everything else. You can absolutely attempt those again if you'd like, but you run the risk of taking damage and losing every single ring that you've collected, which is not a good thing. Especially when the game has already given you like some of the more populated stages. You've then got to worry and go, how am I going to get even close to the amount that I need? Some of the levels, again, they have protection with the shields, which is nice. Others do not. Plus the other thing is just speedruns, you're going from route A to route B, so you know exactly where it is you're going and what you're trying to do. Knowing the ring routes and where your rings and your checkpoints are, that's a completely different skill set that's available to you. It's cool to learn, and there is some transfer of skills, but overall, you're learning a new way of playing the games, which is very, very good, and I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to spend more time with their favorite retro titles, you know? Oh, that's true. Yeah, Muggle's got a good point there. You might notice that we haven't run into any of the final bosses yet. Those are actually gone. The actual final bosses, they are gone because they genuinely do not have any rings in them. So things like the final part of Death Egg on Sonic 3. You've got the Death Egg in Sonic 2. You've got Final Zone in Sonic 1. You know which final boss does actually live?
What's that?
Sonic 3's Launch Base 2. Because Launch Base is a full level and happens to have a final boss at the end of it. So it does live. Therefore, making Sonic 3 the superior game. I don't make the rules. 838. Let's go.
I mean, from what we saw with the option screen at the beginning of the challenge, I feel like you do make many of the rules, but...
I mean, yes. Most of them are just toggles.
That's fair.
So I really don't. It's Alistair that's made the rules. I'm just modifying them. All right, give me that fire shield. We want that. Bad Rank Fever asking even if I have a shield. Shields do protect me. Shields are a one form of protection. It is a one and done as always. If I can grab one, I will. If I don't have one, I panic. Basically how it goes. Doomsday would be an absolutely wonderful level to have for rings because there's a lot of rings in it you can grab, but you're also constantly losing rings because you're super. So it would be a very nice stage to balance versus how many rings can you get versus how many rings do you lose.
True. We'd definitely be curious to see that with skillful execution, how close it would come to the number of rings you'd earn in a normal level.
Yeah. Sando.
Andopolis.
It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere.
Now I'm imagining mixing a Sando 601 with this challenge.
Please don't. Everybody's already said that.
I'm sure.
So when you do the Sando Hundu with rings, I'm like, please no. I wish to live. I choose life. Would you like to play Sandopolis 100 times while trying to get 9,999 rings? No, me neither.
Sandopolis 100 times with 0 hits.
I've actually done that, believe it or not.
Nice.
I have actually pulled that off, which is really cool. It was unintentional, but we
I
have
was gonna
done
say,
it.
but feeling obligated to do it would be different.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, actually, no, sorry. I tell Porky Pies. I've done it without dying. I've not done it without taking a hit. Taking my rock for a walk is a bit of a pain. That's just evil. See, it is evil. Very evil. Right, get over there. Hello.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, what? You're here to be evil? Oh, dang.
I mean, if it's the funniest thing that could happen, yes. As for earlier, whatever's funniest.
No, I continue. I was thinking if it would be worth me to stop there, but there's a nice set of 30 rings up the top here that I want. Hello, ghosties. I need you to disappear. Yeah, I've done it deathless. I haven't done it hitless. Will Argig timeout for the killings? Absolutely. We've already done the initial challenge. We managed to do it in about 17 minutes. This
And
is
we just
now
completed
an
another
extended-
1,000 in 15 and 25.
Yeah. So we're just trying to see how much we can get before we time out now, before we switch over to the other part of the special. And there's a game in there that I know that you're quite fond of, and I'm quite fond of as well. The question is, will the wind blow in the right way for those runners?
We shall see. Speaking of bad ideas and chaos, they've allowed me to run in this one, so I'm looking forward to getting my butt kicked when we get there.
Oh, you've done the new update on it, right?
Yeah. They actually they took that from beta to live in just a couple of days. So.
It did, yeah. It was really quick. It was done like 8th of May or something. That's a good one. I'm really happy about it. Windblowing is a lot of fun. Make sure you stick around for that. You're going to enjoy it. Ah, yes. Phone Fire pointing out the really fun thing now. I now have colon 60 rings. For every set of rings I now get over 100 of, keep an eye out and see what you think is going to appear next. Ring counter is not meant to go this high, but it does. Also, yes, the timer being mentioned as well. The timer will stay within 1 and 2 minutes as it keeps resetting every time you get to 2:01. That way you can't time over, which is a bad thing. Because imagine if you got a hit and you were playing the standard version where your iron ring doesn't deplete. Oh dear. Oh double dear. And then you get stuck in the party pit in Mystic Cave. I think at that point you just play the meme, don't forget you're here forever, because that's exactly what's happening. 95, Arg, be careful, buddy. Do not damage boost. Do not damage boost. Do not damage boost. No damagey boost. Down the hill. There you go. Wait. Where is it? It's there. Cool. Jump up. Get the shield. Wait.
Ah, yes. EO9, a perfectly reasonable number for rings to have at this point.
We love EO9. Yes. Oh, that's why I grabbed that shield. Oh, I did not want to lose that early. Oh, I might be going back down to 0. Oh, E15. Oh, not good. I'm scared. I'm very scared. E20. Right. Oh, don't you dare. Hi, how you doing? Hello. Yep,
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
No, don't you dare. Don't me dare. Don't you dare. Yeah,
I won't dare, but that's because I don't have a say in it either way.
That is true. Hello, Jurgen. Jurgen is watching me in the background. Jurgen's like, you will do it, Arg. I'm like, I will try, Jurgen. Oh! Okay, I'm alive. That's fine. Oh. I'm not safe yet, though. I'm not safe yet. Right, that one's okay. Fire was up. Fire was up. Fire is hot, Professor. Fire is hot, Professor. Right, where are they? Where are they?
Indeed hot.
Okay, there it's there. Move. Safe. Here. E65. Oh, and then you put me in number 3.
I appreciate that Argy is busy officiating and being the umpire of his own game here.
I am right now.
I hope everyone at home is keeping their box score updated.
Oh, the only score they need to put up is
E84.
E84. Well, I was going to say right now, just minutes since Arg has made funny noise, and just keep it near 1 and 2.
Oh, I don't think we're going to get to more than 1 minute since.
Right, and the marble through, down in. Mr. Caterpillar. Oh, 07, everybody.
There it is.
Yep, there it is. I knew it. All right, the challenge is can I get to 1,165 before the end?
We're exactly halfway through, so you've got the time.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. I knew that. I felt the calculator moving. I felt him moving. Arg is a yapper. Arg will yap all day long. If you give me things to talk about, we'll go for it. The numbers on the bottom of the screen are your total rings and the amount of rings I collected before I got hit. Goodbye, E65. And we have went through a lot of stages, which means a lot of the big stages that I get rings in are no longer available to me.
No more E65 for us. You might say we're blue. Avadi, avadi.
Oh.
I mean, that was a perfect number. How could I not?
It was, but I also fell. Yeah,
Sorry
I fell
about
on it. No, don't worry about it, because I was hoping that one day we get the letter P so I could make the P45 joke.
Ah, very good.
It was also so similar song, but you know.
Yeah. Or C40 for Crush 40.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, well, the good news is I don't need to worry about this boss. I entered here with 1,165. I'm leaving here with a grand total of 7.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, so some of those early guesses on number of rings might be right. At least for the number you finish with.
That's the thing, yeah. For the number I finish with, they might be accurate. They might be accurate. That's the thing. You don't know how it's going to go until you play it. That's why trying to do 9999 is difficult. Oh, hi, Springard. I'm not going to do that. I was going to do a thing. I'm not doing that. That'd be really bad. I'm going to go down and get the shield. Bye. No, down. No, I want the shield, please. Shield me. Shield me. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, there are rings in the walls in this stage. You can't go get them. I'm not, because there's ways that you can get squished in this stage that I don't even know how to explain. Springyard is a mean stage. Springyard is a fun stage, but it's a mean one. Oh, we're doing
as soon as you're in or even near a wall with moving platforms, that is my number one fear when playing this game. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get crushed. There's no coming back from that.
Yep. If you accept it, then it doesn't happen. The moment you try and prevent it, no, you're getting squished. Okay, so we're fine. No Randy and Orton so far. Why you missed those rings, Gabe? I was going to use those. Bumper, please do not crowd control a ring challenge. Oh, that's a bad thought, that is. Crowd controlling a ring challenge like this.
I mean, you know, if you want to make the first 999 rings take several hours.
Considering they can summon a lot of things, I think it just wouldn't happen, to be honest.
It'd be down to the number of crowd control options you give to people. If you gave all the standard ones, yeah, absolutely. But if you made it like, you know, Sonic can't jump for a little bit or half speed or double speed, I think you could find a happy balance in there somewhere.
You know, you're right, Trey. I'll just give them Give Ring.
That's the only option. Somehow,
right.
I don't see that bringing in lots of redemptions.
Yay! No, I can see an army of Jimmys coming my way, an army of Bumpers. Mr. Cave 1 coming back. Hello, Mr. Cave. I like you. Do you like me? I hope the answer is yes. Tails, thank you for grabbing those rings.
Arg making
run out of money eventually.
Sliding it across the table to Mystic Ring Zone. Do you like me? Yes, no.
Do you like me? Did you get hit in the stage? No, then it likes you. Oh, don't you put me down the boxes. No down the boxes, please. Spikes. Hello there. Oh, Tails, I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, Tails, you got hit 3 times on that, buddy. And that enemy every time. I would like to know how that enemy's hitbox works. Every other one of those enemies you can spin dash through with no issue. That one hits you every time. And I don't know why.
Okay, so I've seen an idea I like in chat, but I'm going to take it one further. The original idea is give rings cost free. My idea is give rings cost Argit gives you 10 bits.
If only I had the ability to give out bits. That would be a funky one. It's like, from my bit balance, make me have no bits.
Exactly, and you have to do it like a car transponder going through a toll plaza.
Oh,
if your bit total gets too low, it just automatically refills for you.
That'd be pretty good. All right, down and in. Hello, Marble Garden. Marble Garden's an interesting one because you want to go down the bottom route, but you don't want to go down the bottom route because the bottom route is bad. But the bottom route has all the rings.
Bottom route good, but bottom route bad. Okay, I've got my notes updated.
Yep. Bottom route good, but bad. Like, it has like 60 odd rings. It's very good. Again, this is one of these other stages where when you get it, you're very happy. Then you want to get out of it as soon as you can. Rainbow Tails damage count towards your ring damage? No.
Never. Never ever.
There is, well, I can't say never, because there is a mod out there. Not for this, but just its own separate mod. There's two versions of it. It's lose Tails or else, where you're only allowed Tails to be on the screen for like 5 seconds or you die.
Okay, so Tails is the green demon from Mario Challenge.
Well, actually, no, that's a different challenge entirely.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
the idea is, that's one of them. The other one is keep Tails with you or else. And if you let Tails take damage, you die. So it is literally like playing with the younger brother. You're like, oh, please, Tails, stop.
Right. If Tails takes damage, he gets up and resets the console.
Pretty much. Sonic fan developers are amazing with the amount of challenges and that they come up with. It's seriously impressive.
Amazing, impressive, cruel, sadistic, whatever your choice of adjective.
Above.
Yeah.
All of the above, honestly. Hello, Oil Ocean. Ooh, that was squeaky. So Oil Ocean, I'm still doing this stage normally. I do not care about going the top route. I do not care about getting the rings. I'm leaving while I still have 431, 434. The downside is if I do die, then I lose them. So it's a bit of a dangerous route. I just wanna eat chili dogs. Try and no get hit and lose my rings. But I've already done it once. 1,165.
Sonic only knows how to do two things: eat chili dog and lose rings.
In this case, yeah, pretty much. Just gonna wait for that to go pop. All right, we are back to almost 500. Yes, 9,549. Oh, we're back in Metro, yo. Oh wait, no, we had Metro 2, not Metro 1. Never mind. I got excited there thinking we were looping. We're not looping yet. We're not quite at the loopy boopy. We haven't seen Hilltop in that. Of course we're not near looping yet. Up! Do not get hit. Thank you.
Of course, as chat mentions, there is also a build of Sonic 2 where Tails getting hit will cause you to lose rings. So.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, like protect Tails. That's the little sibling one. Where it's like you gotta protect him. If you don't protect him, well, prepare to have a bad time. Nice. Hey, someone got the reference. They're all so old. Let's go. Because at this point, yeah, we're just old. I'm going to go to my secret checkpoint again. Because I have the shield. It's the shield. Tails, why are you doing? He's gone. It's fine. Down the hole.
Look, the games and the runners may be old, but the challenges are brand new. So.
The challenge is absolutely brand new.
That'll keep you young, having more things to do. And that's why, as with Mario before this, people bringing new things to classic games to keep them fresh, whether it be through modifications like this or whether it just be through challenging yourself in a brand new way, like playing the whole game blindfolded. Or how do you think trying to do this challenge blindfolded would go?
I have managed to do a little bit of Sonic Mania blindfolded. It is absolutely difficult as all heck. The fact that Bubsy can do a 70-star speedrun is impressive out the wazoo. Don't ask me to do a ring challenge blindfolded. I've got no idea. I think I'd get 10 rings and then take damage.
Something subathon goal.
What's with that giggle?
What? It's an idea. It's stream content for you. And
it's an extreme idea, yeah.
Yeah.
The downside is you've got me thinking about it.
Good. But chat, if you're enjoying this as much as I have been and you want to catch up on past Hotfix specials, shows, and GDQ marathons, you can head over to youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube already, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ and give Argeek more bad ideas.
Oh, absolutely. If you post a bad idea in the YouTube comments, I'll probably see them, probably cry, and then probably try them anyway.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes. Right, so downside is I don't have my shield, so I'm losing a lot of the rings that I would normally want. But into the Gravitron!
Yep, you've got about 10 more minutes, so let's see how strong we can finish up.
I think I can finish strong. I think I can get back up there. I believe. As, like, most of Sonic 1 is gone at this point, you know. My kryptonite is gone.
Chat, give Argeek a 1 in the chat if you think he'll surpass 1165 before we finish.
I mean, I'm at 702. We're doing no too bad. Oh, really? The one in the middle on the backside? Arg sees bad ideas, you see content. No. You sow bad ideas, you get content. That's how it works. All right, 710. Red Eye's coming up soon. I'm avoiding Red Eye like the plague. Because Red Eye is scary. So are those missiles.
All right, we've got a good number of ones. One with a question mark. And a 2.
It's like, 1, maybe?
I'd like for Arg to succeed, but I'm going to hold back my vote just yet.
And then just hit that. Rounding up. In we go. Big thank you, Lashers, for telling me about that one. It's Starlight. And it's got a bunch of rings. Shiny things. Okay, I am not going to do the jump. I'm going to slow down. We're going to do this properly. I'm going to go activate them and run away. And then when they pop off screen, I'm fine. Where are the Orbinauts? There's the Orbinauts. Right. I'm rolling under them. If you get perfectly under the Orbinaut, it won't damage you. If you are even a fraction late, it damages you. Me no one damage.
I expect it.
Me no one damage. It's really annoying when you're trying to speedrun the game and then the Orbinaut comes along and goes, "How you doing?" And I'm like, why? Why you do this?
Hey, buddy, having a good run? I was.
Are you lit? You are lit. Okay. In the hood, please. Thank you. And then jump up the top. Jump up the top. Look at all my rings. Oh, that's a good race of rings. That is. That's a Mr. Krabs moment if there ever was one.
We do like money.
He does like money. Oh, Lava Reef. Please don't sub-pixel me. Thank you, game. Love you. Nice. All right. So, Lava Reef is a good stage. Lava Reef has a ridiculously large amount of rings at the start, and it has a lightning shield to help you grab them. So now we get to run through and go grab the beef. Loads of rings. Loads of rings. Loads of rings. Loads of rings.
Did you just call a large quantity of rings beef?
No. The stage is Lava Beef.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yes. Yes, a large amount of rings is known as beef.
Okay, duly noted. I have added this to my notes.
That may or may not be true. You might not want to add that to your notes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's already in there. I only keep up the front end of the pencil, not the back end.
Understandable. No, Lava Beef is because in my splits, I once wrote beef instead of reef, and it just stuck. And now we just have, like, lunch base, Lava Beef. We have lots of food-related pun levels.
Yeah, and of course, the funny pronunciation level, Euro City Zone. But if you're going to keep it on food, that's the best I got for you.
I mean, yeah, not wrong. 974. I might actually make it. How much have I got left?
You've got about 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Ooh, it's going to be tight.
Yep.
That should be right. It depends on the next couple of levels that we get.
True.
If I could get the flying batteries, that would be good. The flying battery is a lovely stage. We are now back to breaking it. We're now over 1,000 again. You can see that we don't have the lovely meter. And then leave the stage.
Just about 6 minutes.
This is not a stage you want when you're on a timer.
Well, how you doing, Arg?
I'm not bad. This is an auto-scroller. Well, buzz is the only
We're
thing
just
I can
increasing
say
the
about that.
tension. There's a decent number of rings here. It's just that it's set. It's going to take a fixed amount of time.
It's going to take 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Oh, this is a poor timing for this stage, this is.
Question out there. Anyone else a card-carrying member of the Dies in Sky Chase member club?
I have not only died in Sky Chase, I have game overed in Sky Chase.
Oh, dear.
It's like the only the UK will really understand one. It's like I've not only a member of the Died in Sky Chase club. I'm sure it's like the M&S advert. It's like this isn't just dying in Sky Chase. This is gaming over in Sky Chase.
Is that better or worse?
So much worse. It means I died on my last life. It's not.
No,
good.
I mean I understand, but I mean in terms of something to be proud of, is that better or worse?
I mean, I would probably say worse.
Yeah.
I'm a deluxe member. Ooh.
There we go. Yeah.
Arg, dare you to spin dash? No. I have turned death as warps off. Because remember when I said loading triggers are what swap games? He does have a mode in here that allows you to die to swap stages, which actually makes routing like the standard challenge really interesting. Because if you get a level that's not got a lot of rings in it, you just go, so what's the quickest way to die?
A pit or a crush death.
And then away you go, yeah. Well, no, you don't want to get hit because you still lose the rings.
Okay,
and you would
the
lose
crush
your
does
bank.
count as a hit. Got it.
But no, so crush deaths are fine, but standard hits don't. So like falling off a click kill plane, getting crushed, or falling in a bottomless pit. Those are things that you want. But it's like, how do you do it? And what's the way you want to do it? The game taketh away and the game giveth back. I'm very happy about this result. Hydro 2 has a lot of rings in it. So we should actually be able to hit 1165 before time.
Yep, you got about 3 minutes.
And we got... Gabe, I was pressing down. I promise you, I was pressing down. That was almost disaster. That was actually disaster. Of course, you already have that ready.
Okay, just literally scenes moments before disaster.
That was scenes moments before. You have no idea how scenes before disaster that was. Like that was a you are dead. The E's are back, everybody. E. Post your E's in chat.
But yeah, and please enjoy the poll, as Arg briefly alluded to earlier.
Yep. Ray, I see you. I know what you're doing.
Look, is this a correct answers only chat or a poll or an incorrect answers only?
I've not seen what they are, so I don't know.
Well, as Ray mentioned, this is not the usual set of options that we give when you're running. So.
Okay. Gotta be that 1165. Watch carefully, because we just did it. Let's go, UBB! Thank you, Hydro City. The question is, can we get 1,500 before the time runs out? We're getting very close to the end.
Just about 2 minutes.
We'll have to see what our next level is going to be. The last level needs to be a good one to give us what we need. We are about to swap stages via bonus stage, via Big Ring. And you can now see what's happening to my... Oh, Sando, no, why? Okay, so that's a bad stage to get. Hello, please go away. So now we have 0113 on our ring counter.
That's almost kind of close. You have 4 digits.
It is
They're
4
just
digits.
not the right ones.
Yeah, don't lose them all before time is up. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, not lose them. But you can see just how the idea of this works. Doing it speedily with 999 is a fun new little challenge that we can all do. Trying to do 9,000 is a, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, especially with no
backstop, no safety.
No backstop, no safety. Iron ring mode on. Right, we'll get one final level change.
Less than 60 seconds left to go.
That gives us enough rings. Let's find out. Is it a good one? Is it not? No, it's it's not. It's terrible. I should have stayed in Sando. I wanted to. Can I go back to Sando? Can I go back to the desert? I want to go back to the desert. Right, hold on. I can go get a shield from here. I can grab a couple of rings before we get our final countdown.
But yeah, our poll, which is coming to a close at almost exactly 50-50 right now. The joke is that there is no phonetic spelling in the choices. It literally just says, it's just the option written twice.
Nice. These are not your usual answers. It's just
30
Hydro
seconds.
City. Do you know what? I'm going to go the bad route. You said how much? 20? 30?
It's about to be 20.
Okay.
20.
I'm going to see if I can make it to it in time. I might not be able to. I'm going to wait for the bubble. There's a
10,
lovely set of rings.
9, 8, 7.
I am not making
6,
it to that lovely set of
5,
rings. I will take that.
4, 3, 2, 1, and time.
GG! This is a perfectly dangerous spot to finish at.
Yeah, right? For a second, I thought we were going to have to stop in the water and take a drown.
No, there you go. No, beside 2 spikes, a giant spinner, and oh god, they're coming to get me. But there we go, everybody. That is Iron Ring Challenge. You saw the 999 cleared in 17 minutes and a couple of seconds. If you want to try this yourself, again, please go to Alistair Aitchinson's website. Type in the Ring Shuffler, the Magic Box, or Alistair into Google. You'll get a link to it. Or come in my channel. We'll point you in the right direction. It can be played with Sonic. It can be played with a whole bunch of other games as well. He's an absolutely fantastic creator for creating these amazing interactive things. So please do check him out and check out his stuff and try it out yourself. And if you're masochistic enough, like some of us are with the 9,999 challenge, let me know if you actually beat it and how long you managed to do it. But with that is it. Tree, any other things you want to say?
I want you to have the opportunity to tell people what silliness you have going on in your streams and where and when people can find you.
You can find me almost every day between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock British summertime. And then again at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, basically every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursdays and Fridays are meant to be my off days, but too many games, not enough time. I do a whole bunch of things. I am Arg, the Sonic speedrunner extraordinaire, who does top 10 speedruns of all mainline Sonic games. I want to try and hold all top 10s at once. It's a very long challenge, but we're currently learning Sonic 1 at the moment, and we've been doing 1 a month. And so far, we are 4 for 4. We also do indie games, we do retro games, we do different challenge runs, and sometimes we play the latest AAAs that came out, or in this case, re-releases of Power Stone, because Power Stone is fantastic.
True. Yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection 2 out very recently, and Power Stone is an all-timer. No arguments here.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah, when we come back from our next brief break, speaking of people making amazing recent AAA games, we're going to join Kepler Interactive showcase with our friend Nico Hart, friend of Arge Stream and Club 601, with a showcase of Kepler's recent published game, Bionic Bay. That's going to be an amazing time. Nico's going to have a lot to show us there. So hold on tight, take care of yourself, get some water, stretch, take your medication if you need to, and we'll be right back with more amazing hotfix action. Stay tuned.